Jimmy. There you go. There you go. There you go. I got some audio now. I see you bopping your head, Jimmy.
I was bobbing my head, man. You know, good to be back on this thing. Tet tet tet
Yeah,
tet.
man. Yeah,
Knock on wood. Are we still working? Amen.
we we working. We working. I ain't gonna jinx it because every time I say something stupid, we get kicked out somewhere. We get banned or something happens. So I'm gonna keep my mouth shut. What's going on with you, Jimmy?
Call me call me no filter Jimmy. That's what, no, I'm
Nope.
good. I'm good, man. But I tell you, man. I know you want to touch base on a couple things, and uh, there's some stuff that I would. There's some stuff I'm going to do a little bit more research. I sent you a text earlier on some stuff that's popped off, and I'm going to do a little bit more homework because there was something that was sent to me. I'm going to do a little bit more homework. But I tell you what, man, uh, if that right there turns out to be true, Lord have mercy.
Shit, you scaring me because I'm looking at my text trying to find what the hell you talking about. Oh shit, what you
Shout
talking
out.
about, Jimmy?
Hey, it's all good. Shout out the new kid behind the screens. I got him.
Yeah, man. Yeah, hey, you guys over here joining the show. Welcome to the show once again. Appreciate you joining the podcast. Appreciate the love. Appreciate the support. I think Jimmy done froze up on me over there, so we're gonna wait for him to get it all squared away. Oh, there you go. There you go. Jimmy's back. But on my comments here, I can see people commenting. But if you don't accept the StreamYard acceptance thing, when you put a comment in, I can't see your name. So I know some people are saying, "Hey, man, I've been posting stuff. I want you to say this or say that. You're not reading my comments. It's not. I can't see who it's from. It says from Facebook user. See, I see Tony Montana putting LOL. I see Big John Stud up in here, but it still says Facebook user. So whenever you guys come in the show and it says to give authorization to StreamYard, appreciate it if you do. That way, I can see who's commenting. Like I see who else I see up here? I see Jigga Man. What's up, Jigga? See 5'4" and up in Alaska. I see Chris Fulmore up in here, up in the house. James Black Gold, that's 37 out of the Black Gold, man. And just welcome everybody. Appreciate the love. Appreciate the flowers. A big break coming up this week. I don't think we're gonna
Cow
have a
pasture.
show in the cow pasture. I don't think we're gonna have a show next Friday. Um, it's not fair to have a show and everybody's gonna be at the break. So anytime there's a big break, that's going to be the customary thing, and just take that weekend off and not take away from the break. So that's what's going on, man. I see 029 Fort Myers up in here. What's going on, Jigga? Welcome to the show, guys. We got a jam-packed show. We got a couple great guests coming in, and I want to bring up a couple things. Anything you want to bring up before we get started, Jimmy? What's up, Red Man?
No, we're still watching the competition close. I think everybody, has pretty much got a clear mind of what's going on with the competition. I'm hoping in the next week. Said that last week, but we're watching it. It's just a little still skippy for what we're looking for and what we're goaling for and what we're aiming for. Out of this competition for you guys, it's getting close. We're getting close. Uh, That's pretty much about it. Everything is still everything. Haters gonna hate. Crybabies still crying. They ain't nothing changed. They same thing. Same. Are you going to be in the cow pasture?
Yeah. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna take a ride up there. Probably either Friday night or Saturday morning. But I'm definitely gonna be in the shootout ground. By the way, talking about shootout grounds, I seen a post. I see Cutoff Man up in here. I seen a post with Cutoff Man. Let me see if I can pull it up somewhere. But Cutoff Man calling out the diva. I seen it on Facebook. He calling out the diva. I want to get it straight. I want to get it straight because I don't want to leave no details out because it's getting good. It's getting real good. I want to see your opinion on it. I want to see the guys that are watching the show. I want to get their opinion on it and see what they think about that about the call out. Let me see. It said it's official, Augusta, Georgia. This from Cutoff Man in Carolina. It said official, Augusta, Georgia. I'm calling out the diva. I don't care if there's 2 or 20 people in a one alternator AC. If they pulling balls, I want the diva first round. Also, the winner of this key will be given 10 U daddies on demand. And if either one wins the call, the other person of this key will represent the award at the ceremony. Time to quit the noise. Now I got a couple different mixed feelings about this, Jimmy, and I want you to elaborate, and I want everybody to elaborate as well, because it's pretty cool. It's good to hype up the key down and be like, hey man, these guys are gonna go, and it's gonna be good, But now, is it okay to call somebody out for the one alternator class? Like I'm trying to word this right because I love both of them. I love BA and I love Cutoff Man, but is it right to call one or the other out and then kind of leave the other guys? Like let's say I draw a ball and BA draws a ball and we don't match up. Now, are the people that are being, the other guys, are they going to be feel like excluded? Like, man, are these guys bigger than the break that they got to, skip everybody else? Like, who's to say that BA won't get to the next round? Who's to say, that Cutoff won't get to the next round? Do you think it should have been better that they did a grudge match after the break? And if they met up head to head, it would have been cool. But if they didn't happen to meet head to head, would have been better off to just do a head to head. I just said the word a call out. In terms of
I'm like controller right there.
A grudge match.
Listen, I'm feeling like controller, but I tell you what I think the proper thing to do is real quick. Let controller, you got your phone. Call us. Come and explain it. What your thoughts and what your theory is. Just call us.
Give me a call.
Yeah, call 413. Call 413. And we can hash it out right here in the next 10 minutes. We'll take 10, 12 minutes and we'll figure this out real quick. But that's the right thing to do, 413. Because when you said what you said, controller took off. He was like, F the ball. It's called a grudge match. It's this, it's that. and let him explain. Or 2105. Was it 2105 you said? Or no, it was Cutoff Man.
It was Cutoff, yeah.
Cutoff is Cutoff in the room? Is Cutoff in this podcast?
Yeah, he's in here.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
Cutoff Man, call it.
I want to make it straight. I'm going to make it very clear. I have no problem with the call out. But what I think, let's say there's 6 or 7 guys in that one alternator class, because it looks like there's going to be a couple guys that got a hold of me that are going to be there. So who's to say that they're not going to be matched up? You see what I'm saying? Like BA might pull a ball, for the first round, and Cutoff might be the third round with somebody else. What if neither of them make it? They're not going to be able to bump heads with each other. So would it be better off just to call a grudge after it's all said and done if they don't meet up in the one alternator class?
I don't feel like I'm the right dude to really put an opinion on that, because I'm going to tell you why. You've got years of Mobile experience in the break or in the key downs, running the one alternator. Okay.
Hold on. I got controller. Hold on. Let me get my high tech stuff available so you can hear. Let me see. Controller. Can you hear him? Hold on. I want to make sure I can hear you.
I got somebody on my phone. Hold on.
Jimmy.
Yeah, hold on. We're gonna have too many people live here. Hold on. Come on, let's see.
Yeah, controller.
Jimmy, Cutoff.
Yeah, hey, Cutoff. Hold on. 413's he's got what's his name on the phone. Hang on, hold on. I'm gonna call you back in a minute. Hold on. Let's see what he's got to say first. All right, hang tight.
Controller, see if you can hear him, Jimmy. I hear you. Go ahead. Yes, sir. Can you hear Jimmy?
I can't hear him. We don't hear nothing.
You don't hear nothing? That ain't working.
No speaker. What happened to that fantastic way you did it with Billy Ocean?
I don't know what I did last time. Last time I had some high tech shit. This is a new computer, so how about I send you a link real quick, man, and you come on in here. He said send it. All right, I'm gonna send it to you right now, controller.
That's the best thing. Get the link, and we can squash this. We can squash this real quick and get this bullshit out the way.
You keep talking. I'm gonna send it to Cutoff right quick, and I'm gonna send it to controller. So
this anonymous dude right here, he says $5K each. Shit or get off the pot. Heads up. You know what I'm saying? This bitch
That's what
don't.
I'm
He
talking
damn
about.
sure don't want me to put his ass on blast. He said 5K each. Shit or get off the pot. Heads up. No, but let me back up. So the reason I said the way I said, okay, I'm Mobile skip talking. I've never keyed a Mobile in the competition or in
Yeah.
the shootout. So I don't feel like I'm the right guy to even really comment too much about that, other than the rat kill part of it. There's too many of these guys in this room that's present that can answer that and button that question up real quick.
Absolutely.
Within 6-7 minutes. And as soon as one of them guys jump up in here, we can squash that. See, that's the great thing about being live. See, the viewers, when we do it the way we do it, it's not bootleg. It's not this. It's live. There's no editing. What you're doing is you're seeing it unfold. You're seeing the truth, how it happens. He asked a question. A dude's about to come in here and explain that real quick. And then we're gonna get the parking lot side of it. We're gonna get the pavement where the rubber meets the road side of it. So
where the boots meet the ground.
Where the boots meet the ground, But that's kind of why I got a text talking about, go ahead, answer the question, Jimmy. No, I don't feel like I'm the right person to answer the question because I haven't been there and done that. So I haven't been like 413. I haven't been like Bad Attitude. I haven't been like 2105, Cutoff Man, Controller, all these guys. The list goes on. I haven't ran alternators in the blacktop for competition in a pot, So we got too many of these cats that can come in. They can answer that question heads up.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm waiting. I sent them an invite, but the show must go on. But my opinion, real quick, I think
we're gonna do it just like this.
It should have been a grudge. Go ahead.
Can you hear that? Yeah, come on. Can you talk in Jimmy's microphone? We got you.
Come on, Jimmy. What's going on? Good evening, my brother.
Can everybody put a 1 up if everybody can hear this guy? I don't see ones, 413.
I hear it. Hold on.
Okay, we good. So to sum it up on what 413 was wanting to know, what you got? What you got, Cutoff? Good evening to you, by the way.
There you go. Put it close to the mic.
So I
It froze up, Jimmy.
there's only one way to straighten it out. One alternator. We're gonna go into class anyway. So I just put it like this: instead of us pulling balls, everybody else can pull balls, but the first round, me and them. So we can clear it all up. After that, whoever survived, they continue on with everybody else. There's no disrespect to anybody else in the class.
You think everybody will ride with that? Like, you think everybody be on board and be like, hey, man, I'll give my ball to Cutoff.
Still there, Jimmy?
BA pulls out the first round. Yeah. He probably don't hear me, Jimmy. But tell
No,
him
he hears you.
if somebody else.
Hold on, I can't hear. I'm going to load my
If somebody else is willing to give the ball up, that's cool.
Can you hear it? Can you hear him now?
No, I can't.
Man, hey, we'll squash this. We'll get in this. We'll get back to this. Ain't no damn doubt about it.
Yeah. I don't want to do no ghetto shit, man. We got to do it right.
The podcast.
Okay, he said go ahead. You heard him, 413?
Okay, I'm saying if you pull the ball and somebody else pulls the ball, can they give it up to BA? You think it'll be all right if they give it up and go and you guys knock it off the first round, get it over with?
If somebody else pulls the ball, can they give it up to BA? You think it'll be all right if they give it up? I'm good with that. If somebody else got the same ball, if somebody got a ball that'll match me up with BA, I'm fine with that.
Okay. Well, I'll be there. I'm gonna probably go live over there when that goes down. I'm gonna probably go live, Jimmy.
Do something better. Put 10 grand on it with them boys.
Shit broke.
Yeah.
Hey Jimmy, listen. I'm not a rich man. I don't try to front to be a rich man. I don't try to do all this fake portraying that I'm a rich man. I'm a humble man who pay. I live a meeker life. I got my youngest is in college right now. She's making me proud. I don't have time for that. I can't splurge all that excess money on this radio. but I give a butt whooping for free all day long. Now, he said he wanted to bet me before when we went to Greenville to bus stop. I threw $1,000 down on the ground. They walked away like they didn't see nothing, like it was roach spray. They didn't want that. We went to Rock Hill. We're gonna put the money up then. They didn't want to bet that. They bet $200. They said $1,000. We get there. I forgot to bring my money. Stickman, my CB partner, said, "Here, I'll give you the $1,000. Go ahead and bet it." He said, Bad Attitude said, No, I want your money. I told Bad Attitude, I don't make money. None of my money got my face on it. So what are you talking about?
Hold on. I got to stop you, Controller. Hold on. Go back to the podcast. We got Controller live. We gonna pick back up. We're gonna pick back up with this. But let me tell you something. Tell everybody. It's raining out here in the woods, and when it rains out here in the woods, Jimmy's Wi-Fi goes out. So everybody, put your damn seatbelt on. It might be one of them kind of nights.
It's already a rough ride, Jimmy.
Oh, we gotta wrap this all up another night. We heard a little bit from you. We go hear a little bit from Controller. You guys are home base guys, man. Listen, we gotta get you back in here anyways, because we gotta talk about what happened. Why the Carolina transmitters didn't make it down to the Louisiana. So we're gonna get to that point anyways, homeboy. So look, appreciate the call. I'm gonna jump. You jump. We're gonna see what Controller wants to talk about real quick.
Good deal, my brother.
All right, homie. Take care. Be blessed. Bye bye.
Appreciate it.
Go ahead.
What's up, Controller? Can you hear us?
What's that? Can y'all hear me?
Oh yeah.
Absolutely.
We hear you just fine, bro. Now, what you think about the question I asked? What's your opinion on it?
To be honest with you, it's good for the sport. At the end of the day, if I want to call somebody out, and we actually the only ones that's been at the break keying, and I want to call my competitor out or whoever, it shouldn't be no problem. You understand what I'm saying? Now, it's no disrespect to anybody that's after that want to key also, because the reason why I'd rather for two of the big top names if one of them be knocked off to make it easier for me. You understand what I'm saying? So I look at it like it'll knock one of them off, and then maybe I can fucking breeze right on through. Shit, go ahead. Y'all go ahead and fight. I don't give a damn. Shit, my shit's still cool. Your shit hot. You might got more problems after that first key. So what is the problem?
Yeah, definitely. Now, I was just thinking in terms of how would another competitor feel like, man, these guys are over here trying to take over. What about me and my chopped liver? I should be matched up with BA. The ball came to me and the ball came to BA. Screw everybody else. I'm a key with BA, and if BA get past me, then he could get cut off. Or let it ride like that, and then at the tail end of it, if they don't meet up, they could get a grudge match. I mean, either way it works for me. I don't care either way. You see what I'm saying? Because if I was in the game, and knowing everybody that's in the game know that that's a good, they've been going at it from Greensville. They've been going at it Rock Hill with a couple little controversies in both of those breaks. This could be like the settle the score deal. So I can see I could go either way.
Man, that's what I call the rumble in the jungle. You understand what I'm saying? And it's no, I hope that anybody else that's in the game or that's going to come feel some type of way. I wouldn't. I would just sit back and say, go ahead, y'all two go ahead and fight. Because what if, God forbid, I don't want to wish nobody stuff messing up or anything like that. But whoever beat that person, and then that person that beat have a problem with their truck. Now that other people behind them, they just breezing on through because shit, they don't got to worry about keying with them. Yeah. It's all hype. It's all you got to give the crowd what they want because of the fact of look how the AC Sky people show up for that. So they see everybody arguing, the bickering going back and forth. That's just hyping the game up. So go ahead and let them fight. And then at the end, we still gonna put on the show.
For sure. Now, real quick, I know we got a long show. We got a couple guests, man. We gotta have you back on.
Yeah,
We
I
gotta
know
have
y'all
you back
busy.
on after the break. What are you keying? Just share with us. Are you bringing the truck over there, or what class are you gonna key in, or is it
I'm
a
bringing
secret?
3. I got 3 trucks. I'm bringing.
Okay, okay. You ain't gotta say no more, bro.
Well,
I'll see you
before he
later,
gets out of here,
shootout ground.
I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say this because
Whoa. Jimmy, did you have your beer yet?
I got them all right here.
All right, go ahead. Go
Got
ahead.
mine.
I,
I got mine
I
right
don't
here.
want no. I don't want no questions from you unless you got a damn beer in your system.
Hey, listen. Hey, listen. I'm the same. I'm the same at 6 in the morning. I'm the same at 2 in the morning. I'm the same at 5 in the afternoon. I'm just gonna tell you like
Right,
it is. If I think it, I say it. There's
right,
just it's
right.
just how it is. But listen, I heard. I think everybody that's going to the cow pasture, it's a hot motherfucker out there. Anyways, I won't be there. I assure you. But they said, somebody told me that there is a big, you know how we're supposed to be scared the boogeyman's coming, right? They said, Jimmy, there is a big truck coming and he's going to whoop everybody's ass. Now, how many times we done heard some shit like that? Hell, a pot probably ain't even be big enough to put no damn talk like that out there. You know what I'm saying? Now you coming with some shit. The big truck's coming, 413 controller. Cut off, man. The
Well,
big
see,
truck's coming. Y'all watch out.
see. With me, if I'm not going somewhere, everybody already know I'm not going. If I'm not going, I'm not going. You understand what I'm saying? So if I say, God willing, nothing to happen, I got 3 trucks coming. Best believe it's gonna be 3 trucks there.
You're a
You
man of
understand
your
what I'm
word,
saying?
man. You're a man of
How?
your word. That's all. Bottom line. You're a man of your word. Bottom line.
Yeah. I don't, man. It's gonna be a lot of fucking disappointed goddamn people.
Now that's what I understand right
That's
there.
what I'm talking about.
Ratchetness. Now
Huh?
that's if my mama would have talked to me like that when I was a kid, I probably wouldn't have turned out so fucking bad, to be honest with you.
Right, right. Nah,
Hey
but
man, we
One
got
thing, one thing
I know
about
y'all got
controller, he says what he says, man. He says what he means. He means what he says. That's why you can't
yeah.
take nothing from the man.
Nah, I like to have fun. I like to have fun, and I like everything to be. You know what I mean? We go out there. You got a problem? We're gonna help. I want a motherfucker to key all the way through, and then go from there. You understand what I'm saying? If you need to
So,
take time to fix your stuff, go ahead fix your stuff. Come on, let's key. We spend too much time and energy and all that just to come out there and idler come off, and I got an idler. I got 4 or 5 of them, but I don't want to get to them so I can take that easy win. We not doing that, and I would take something off my truck to give to somebody else just so they can keep. That's just it.
absolutely.
that's what I'm talking about. When you guys heard it
Take
for
one off
yourselves, I'm
of
gonna be there. So I'm gonna be live. I'm gonna go live. I might have a special dish will be on my phone, but it'll be the Big Hammer podcast live on the shootout grounds because I want to see how it goes down. You know, like I said, cut off man called BA out, and we're gonna see how it goes if they're gonna meet up or if they're gonna have a grudge match. But definitely gonna go down. You know, Diva looks like she's running. I know Cutoff running good. So it's gonna be fun to see there's gonna be a couple other trucks. I know the Dave guys got a truck coming. Controller got a couple trucks coming. So it's gonna be on and popping, man. I know I talked to
There's a truck coming out of
uh
Texas, I heard.
Chuck coming to Texas. Doggone, what the heck's his name from Reject said he's not gonna make it because I talked to him and Skip said, I mean, he might change his mind, but you know, he told me he had a cancer run he had to go to or something, so he's not gonna make the AC Sky. He's not gonna be able to make it. That I know for sure. But other than that, I don't know what's up with the Bluegill boys. I know the Yellow Wagon's gonna be there. But I'll keep you
But
guys
it's going
posted.
like this:
So controller.
the yellow wagon is going to have enough people to key with him, and it's going to be some disappointed people going. That's going to be going home with no money.
Damn. Put
There
it
you
out
go.
there then. You said controller
There you go.
said on May 19th that some big people are coming.
I'm
But
I'm writing it down, Jimmy. Jimmy, I'm
15,
taking notes,
I'm
Jimmy.
gonna put it like this, Dave. 15, you know, hey, bus driver in Pow Talk said that don't none of us know how to read no goddamn measuring tape. So I'm gonna put it like this: 15/16 worth the band ain't gonna know what the hell's gonna go on at the break any damn way. They're 410.
Right. All
So
right, y'all go ahead, man. I
Controller,
hope everybody enjoy it. I'm sitting
appreciate it,
back
man.
driving. and I'm gonna be watching. Appreciate y'all. Good
Appreciate
show
it.
too.
Man,
Hello
thank you,
everybody
controller.
that's watching.
Yes, sir. We appreciate you coming. We're gonna get you back on after the break, and that way you can give us a perspective on what went down. You could be like
Right.
kind of
Yo, you know what would have been
like
nice?
Boots in
You know
Australia.
what
You
would have
could
been
let
nice?
us know what happened.
If Jimmy was there, y'all would have did a podcast in the room the next morning and talked about it.
Yeah, I might take my PC over there and set up shop over there, but I don't know. I ain't too well liked, so they might hit my PC with a baseball
Nah,
bat while I'm
man,
sitting over
shit.
there.
Ain't nobody gonna mess with you. You good.
Nah, man,
All right.
shit. You think I'll be there, bro? I'll be there, homie. Thanks,
All right.
controller. Appreciate it, bro.
Ain't no problem, man. All right, peace.
Take care. Take care. Hey, 413, real quick.
Yeah.
We're coming up. We're 2 minutes away from half hour in. Haven't you learned
You got to get our
anything
guests out, man.
about 27.025?
I know. We could keep talking, but we got some guests, and I want to get to them because I know they're backstage.
But our guests feel the same way because they see it too. Half the guys on 27.025 don't do nothing bitch and raise hell at each other and talk about how they gonna do this and they gonna do that and beat each other up, slap each other around, power talk killers, right? But then when they get to the break, they turn the jacuzzi on and everybody's sitting in the jacuzzi drinking champagne.
With Moet.
You know what I mean?
With some Moet.
What's that shit that number one son got drunk on down there in Fort Lauderdale? Moeso or Mocio?
Mimosa.
Yeah, there you go. But it is what it is. Look, welcome to the show, everybody. Let's get started. We got a really good show for you guys. We got some great guests sitting backstage, and they bring a lot of energy to the game. They bring a lot of talk game to the band. Both of these guys are very unique operators, and they have their own great style and greatness that they bring in the characters of them. So I'll just leave that right there, and we'll get on with the game.
Yeah, man. First guest we got comes from the Cold Great Lakes. Very, very great, good operator, man. Great operator, actually. One of his sayings, if you guys know, he says he's low to the ground. He's always low to the ground, but you see, he don't know that. If you guys pay attention, when he comes on camera, he got his antenna back there in the background, and it don't look so low to the ground. You see what I'm saying? These guys talk about I'm running low to the ground, but this antenna look like it's 60 feet high. But without further ado, I'm gonna bring my homeboy out. Real great operator comes from the Cold Great Lakes. We got Mr. 125 Iron Horse. What's going on, homeboy?
Hey, man, I don't know if I should do this, man. I'm trying to get in the line of sight, man. You done bust me out. Now everybody, they ain't watching me. They watching that. This right there. Where's that? See, I'm glad the clouds got to hear it a little bit.
That shit looks like it's 100 feet in the air, homeboy.
55 section 10, and I got folk coming out the top section. You see, I'm not smart enough to bring my rotor down for an old man to get to it. You know what I'm saying? But it's all good. It's all good.
So you just hang it.
Great to have you on the show, man. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Jimmy. I'm just excited.
No, you're all right. I'm probably lagging, but hey, no, it's like 413 said. Great to have you on the show, man. Know you're a busy man. You got a lot of stuff going on. Your antenna looks about 150 feet though on cam, way up in the air though. You know, it's gonna be some shit. It'll be some shit tomorrow. They'll be like, man, did you see that guy's antenna? How big it was? The thing look about 80 feet too. You sure you ain't?
Man, 5 on 26, man. See there? Look at that. That's a little antenna. I couldn't afford enough aluminum to stretch it out. You know.
Hold on now. Let me look at this.
5 element right there.
2, 3, 4. Man, that. I'm looking at that. Hey, I'm looking at the driver in the first element. That's what I'm looking at. That's what I was looking at.
Don't worry about the rest of it.
Okay. Looks good. Really nice setup. What you got? You outside in the backyard or something?
Oh, yes, sir. Hanging out in the backyard. You know, it's nice weather. We've been in the snow and the cold, and you know, I just thought I'd come out here and chill out, hang out, you know.
It's some fresh air. Now, what you consider good? I mean, you got a cold down over there. We from Florida. What you consider nice over there right now?
63.
That's
63. And you want to hear something weird though? We can have 40-degree weather in the wintertime and it feel like summertime. 40 degrees in the springtime feel like wintertime. It's crazy.
Man, that's because your damn blood is so thick. You come down to Florida, stay here, you'll see what happens. 63 degrees. My wife put the AC down here at 68 degrees. I'm under the blanket shivering, man.
Yeah, freezing half to death. Yeah. It's nice though. It's nice.
But hey, man, welcome to the show. Appreciate you taking the time to join us, and we just want to get a little history of Mr. Iron Horse, man, on how you come on the bowl, how you got started radio and whatnot. So without further ado, man, first question we usually ask is what inspired you? What got into the radio, and how long have you been in the radio?
Well, actually, my brother was in the military, and his name was Mr. Universe, and he was talking on the radio, and I got bit by the bug, and so I said, "Hey, bro, I'm probably about 15, 1976. So I was 61, 15 years old, So 14. But anyway, that's how I got started. My first antenna was a Y-Quad, and I had one of those Ringos. I think it's what they call it, the Wilson with the little hoop around it. So I started out with that, and I had that old school Radio Shack rotor. I know everybody remember them. Click, click, bringing the house around, one click at a time. So no, that's how I got started, really, back in 76. And then I talked for a little while. No big boy, nothing like that. Most I think I had was a 200 Palomar mobile amplifier, a little two-tuber thing. I know Jimmy, he can relate to stuff like that, but it was my first. I started out with a Diamond Tram Diamond 40 was I used a mobile radio. So that's what I had. Wow. That was my setup. Then when I graduated to a base radio, I went to a Lafayette HA 410. And that puppy was set on 11 meters. And that was actually a doggone good talking radio. I actually went and found one. I don't use it, but I bought it because it reminded me of my childhood, being in radio. So that's how it started. And then kind of walked away. And I think back in the early 90s, late 80s, I came back again. I kind of took a step away from the radio, doing me, young and stuff. But then I got back into the game. And when I came, because back then I was Blue Knight. That was my handle when I started, just a kid, what's that, George Papard or something. So I was a Blue Knight, So then I went from there. And when I came back, I started using A-Train. And a funny story about that, when I started on the radio, Captain Boss was living. A-Train. And Captain Boss keyed up, said, hey, A-Train, you sound like a smart young man. He said, there's all kind of trains out there. Why don't you think of you? Can't you come up with another name? Is this train, that train? There's all kind of trains out there. I said, okay. I thought about it. I said, hey, I'm going to be Iron Horse, and I'm still going to be a train. Because, back in the day, that's what the Indians called them, Iron Horses. Yeah. So that's how, the handle came Iron Horse, And I talked there for a minute, and went through a divorce. And divorce put me 10-7 out the house. I couldn't take the tower with me. And that's how I got
kept the tower. She kept the tower and all?
She kept my freestanding 68-foot tower. Beams, antenna, everything, I was, like I said, I was running. I didn't go back and get it. Didn't worry about it. It is what it is. You count your losses. You keep it moving. So when the house got sold or she ended up selling the house, the tower went. I didn't have no place to put it no way, because I'm kind of moving around myself, But the radio's been good. It's something to keep me busy, keep my mind off of other things, and keep me out of other things. You know what I'm saying? The older you get, the wiser you get, hopefully for some of it, So, but no, that's probably about it in a nutshell, And living here in Grand Rapids, a lot of 10-8 operators come out of here that, motivated me to, to be, I would say, where I'm at today. Undercover is one of them. Free Spirit, he's down there somewhere in Louisiana. A guy, old timer that really helped me out, called himself Walking Stick 44. He was an old school guy, but he had a lot of ideas on grounding systems, man. He's, come on, boy, what you doing over there? If you do this, this, and that, You could do this and this and this, and there was another guy, a ridge runner, called himself 1136 out of Tennessee. He come up on the bear and said, hey, man, son, they don't take all that power. The Super Bowl, we take offense to that. You just you mad because you ain't running that kind of power. I shit you not. This guy had an 8-element Wilson with the back door wired off. And real talk, and I'm gonna say this with all sincerity, I don't give a shit who was on the band when Hobo, that was his handle, Hobo 1136, decided to talk on the Super Bowl. Talk with anybody, I'm talking about in the Great Lakes, and ain't downside and down putting anybody. His name was 1136, and I remember a time I was reading the mail, and he kept calling a certain operator, and he ignored him. He said, "All right, you don't want to talk to me when I'm gonna sit here and plug your ears." All right, okay, 1136. Okay, Hobo, you ain't got to plug my ears. I hear you, blah blah blah. So that's how I became a ham operator. He said, "You know what, son? If you're gonna be in this game, get you a ham license." And he went into an explanation why, and it works. I had a neighbor right down the road here a few years back. I was still in the Mobile then. He called me and I said, "Hey, what's going on, John?" He said, "Ain't a damn thing going on." I said, "What's wrong?" You come by and you come through my TV again, and I'm sick of it. I called the FCC. I said, "You did what?" I called the FCC, and I'll never call them again. I said, "What happened?" They made me feel like it was my fault. Hey, I wanted to bust out laughing. I want to start laughing right then and there, but that just let me show, I'm like a good old boy, so anybody that don't believe in it, that's on them. Not only that, I got a commercial operator's license. So when it comes to broadcasting, if the FCC ever was to pull my name up, they say, hey, the first thing they want to think is, well, this guy got all this material. He can't be the problem. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I'm just not a regular CB operator. So no, I take CB or radio communications to another level. I'm always reading and trying to grow. I don't willy-nilly, because that's how you spend your money. You know what I'm saying? I do research, trust me, you don't have to reinvent the wheel when it comes to this game that we play. You got a lot of people that don't trust your knowledge. Jimmy, you probably go through it a lot. You can tell a guy something that for a fact, and they'll go back and they'll listen to you, but then they'll go back and tell somebody, "Oh, Jimmy trying to sabotage me." Man, I don't get pleasure out of sabotaging no one. If my name is going to be stamped on something, you're going to get the best that I got to give you. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because that's my name on that. You know what I'm saying? Whether you do it the way I tell you to do it is another story. And we're notorious for operators that a builder can build something for you, tell you how to run it, and you're going to run it the way you want to run it. And then when something happens, you're going back to the builder and say, this thing doesn't work right. Well, what did you do? Did you do what I told you not to? No, I didn't do that. All I did was, CBers aren't honest, and we know that too. But but that's how I'm into this game, man. And I love the game. I love talking to guys that keep it real, because that's when I came to the Super Bowl was about swag. Wasn't so much about the watch you run. They talk more about the builder. You heard the Slave Boys and Muddy Waters and the crab boxes and this and that, but it was about style. You know what I'm saying? Pretty much what y'all said, y'all based y'all contests on. It ain't just about the watch you got, is what is your talk game about? Jimmy, and I know you probably got guys that you probably, and you too, 413, you hear them, and they're calling like, do I really want to talk to this guy because he's boring? You know what I'm saying? So you acknowledge him, then you try to get him out the way. But, me, I like rolling funny fives, and I get funny fives rolled on me, but that's the name of the game, to entertain, so.
It's hard to talk to people. It's hard to talk to people. For me, it's hard to talk to people who don't have no game. If you're just, I'll speak to you, but I tell you, I find I get more entertainment myself if talking to the little guys, the guys that, ain't trying to be the star of the show. Right. I've told people, hey man, can you stand by? I'm trying to hear 536 over there in the Big Bam. You know what I mean? Because he's got something he's talking about. He just can't get up in my radio. Right. I'll do stuff like that. But I feel exactly what you're saying. But it's game. I care more about conversation like you than I do, somebody sitting there talking about, look at these 315s, look at these 415s, what a maul I got down. And I've been looking at my radio, I'll be like, dog, you really ain't got no goddamn hammer, bro.
Right.
You know,
Right.
I don't know
Right.
what you think you got.
Right.
Just because you putting your bird meter at 50, 60, 70, 100,000 in the corner don't mean you got me from 40 to 60 over here.
Right.
So,
right.
I just
right.
leave it like it is.
Right. Well, it used to be Captain Boss was one of the guys, like I said, back in the day, guys used to say, hey, man, wow, for a minute, so-and-so, man, you got that big radio, so-and-so trying to come in here and, let me holler at him and I'll get right back with you. Captain Boss was a great operator when coming to doing that. Yeah, and I know y'all remember him. Hey, Jimmy, take a standby. At 413 out there, Captain.
I got a good quick story for you with Captain Boss. I had moved down from New York down to Florida. It was about 1997, 96, somewhere in that area. And I had a little 667, and I parked by the water in this little Nissan, whatever the hell it was, with a Wilson 2000, whatever the hell it was. And I was talking, how about a Captain Boss 413? How about it? Till I was blue in the face. And one time he said, hey, 413 down there in Florida, tell so-and-so, it was his neighbor, tell so-and-so I said to stand down for me. When he said that, man, I was all excited. I said, yeah, tell our Captain Boss sounded real good down here in Florida. When I got off the he said, hey, dummy, I told you to pass a 5 for me, bro.
He called you a damn dummy.
I was like, damn, man. He called me a dummy, man. I was crushed, bro. I had a little 4-pill. Finally got the man to call my name after weeks of hollering at him. And he called me a dummy.
Called you a dummy. But that was the Super Bowl was what it was, and like guys like Reject in a Hall Yard and Squirrel. You think about what's his name? 347 and VIP and Harry Hippie. Them are guys that yeah, you could stand by. Jimmy, you wouldn't even want to key your microphone because you didn't want to miss, because it's crazy gonna come off their lips, just some of the craziest 5s you want to hear, and then you wind up using some of them. But you still got guys roll good 5s. 23 roll one. I ain't gonna forget. I was listening to him, and he rolled a 5 on somebody, told him to put the glasses in their back pocket so he can see this butt will be coming. But it's that kind of stuff that engages you. Switchblade Wolf Lake, he another great operator when it comes to spicing your message up. Then you got some guys that'll wreck the whole 5 and wreck your whole move. You wrote a perfect 5, and then they come back with something you ain't even sending, like
Harry.
And then how you like them apples?
Yeah, like wow, I didn't say that something that corny. I hope they know I ain't said nothing that corny, man. You know what I'm saying? But no,
I wasn't around when Squirrel was out there, but I was when Harry Hippie was out there. And Harry, man, I've talked to Harry several times, and Harry, to me, badass, every time, badass. And I'll tell you another person too, a lot of guys don't give a lot of credit to, is Rick James. Rick James in the yard out there, man, Rick James, favorite of mine, shall I say, Rick James. But man, all them guys, you named great names right there. I wish that I could have been present and heard like Squirrel, because they said Squirrel, Captain USA, Mr. USA. They said
Mr. USA.
Okay, Mr. USA, him, Squirrel, Reject,
Big Train.
Doggone, man.
What's Big Train was another one. What's my man down there? Golden Arms. Oh man, them guys just crack me up.
I wasn't there.
You could be out here talking, say you in Texas coming to Florida, go to now and say, hey, so and so, do Big Boss know you out there stealing Skip? Just hurt your feelings. You know what I'm saying? I know they don't know you out here talking Skip. Where they at? Crazy stuff like that. But back in the day, man, it was about style, man. That's what I think really draw, because matter of fact, when I started in 76, I didn't touch the radio for a long time because I wanted to pick up on the language, and the first time I went down the bow and tried to key, hey, get from down here, you mud duck. You don't belong. Hey, man, I ran up to 23.
They ran you off.
like they really could do something, But that's how crazy it was. But it was a lot of fun listening to those guys and trying to pick up on the swag, trying to pick up on the rhyme that, because, you know, if I'm talking to you 413, if we engage and I got something to motivate you, then that makes your game good. You know what I'm saying? That pulls the best
Absolutely.
out of you. You know, that pulls the best out of you.
Me and Jimmy we've had a long conversation. I've talked to Crack about it. I've talked to Jimmy, talked to a lot of operators. In my personal upbringing and on the bowl, it's kind of like I consider myself, I kind of talk to the person I'm talking to. I'm like a chameleon. Whatever what come out of your mouth, I'll feed off of it. Like if you boring, I'm kind of boring. You know, I've been told that a million times. But if you bring it out of me, like Ed in the Shed,
You're right.
like Dr. Crooked Foot over there, when they start cutting up, that kind of brings me to start cutting up, and then we get that flow going. But I'm kind of like, however you talk to me is how I'm going to talk to you, and I need to kind of grow on that in terms of my communication skills, because I kind of got, all right, this is what I got going on with this guy. Let's just see what goes, and then if it's boring, I'll just keep it moving. You know.
Right. Well, I try to keep a flow for myself, regardless of who I'm talking to. I'm going to be me. If I'm talking to Jimmy, if I'm talking to you, I don't care who I'm going to talk to. You're going to get the Iron Horse talk show. You're going to get the Low to the Ground talk show. I'm going to try to throw some rhymes in there and this and that. And if you roll a 5, I'm going to try to roll it the best. If you cuss, then they just got to get it. You know what I'm saying? I might go to hell for a lot of things. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not going to worry about that. Lord forgive me. But he wrote it, so I got to tell it. Because that's what the operator is looking for. He's looking for his 5 to come back. Or if you're gonna dress it up where he can laugh. Man, there's been some 5 so funny, man, that you can't hardly key because you laughing so damn hard. You can't get it out. You know what I mean? You know, and then I do spins like you might tell so-and-so, blah, blah, blah. I said, man, I'm not going to tell that man that. Who you think I am? You think I'm going to tell this man? Then I'll roll your 5 in the midst of, you know, saying I ain't going to roll it. You know, that messes a guy up. You know, when you say you ain't going to do something, and bam, there it is. You know, there the 5 is. But no, we need to go back to some of that old school operation. I mean, the game has changed as far as, you know, the builders, and we wouldn't be nothing without the technology and the time and the effort and the energy that not only that the builders put in, but the guys that invest into the builders to allow them to be where they at. You know what I'm saying? And so I try not to waste the moment when I'm on the radio. You know, Young T-Bird, he wrote he called himself Red Gas Can, and I go out and I don't have to hear him. I say, man, I know that shoe. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, certain people will say certain things, not to hide who they are, but to bring some flavor to the game. You got guys that will come out there and say things on a cover-up mission, but I'm like this. I'm never ashamed of what I'm running. I'm going to run what I run, key what I see, like All Power say. I'm just going to drop it like it's hot. Whatever happened. You can beat me. I'm fighting Too Big one day. And, man, that cap nigga told my tail up. We're going to Switchblade. I said, tell Switchblade, tell Too Big. And I got the 5 going, got across. He didn't key or not. It doesn't matter. I said, tell Too Big. He can beat me to a wet spot. But when I dry up, I'm coming back.
That's some good stuff.
I got text coming in talking about Iron Horse 125 is the man. Let's see here. I don't want to tell you no lie. Is the man at refereeing fights. That's what I got right here.
Well, I appreciate that. I mean, like I said, I like having fun.
Oh yeah, I don't know why this guy's texting me. Yeah, but anyways, that's what he said. He said 125 is the man, damn sure good. He is the man at refereeing and calling fights. But there's something that I want to talk to you about because I did a little bit of history and I did a little bit of research on you.
It's false.
And I've been known to get some good shit, you know, when I'm looking for some stuff. And I ran across a file in a filing cabinet and I pulled it out and it had your name on it. I started opening up. It was a thick ass file, by the way. And about 187 pages in out of like 600 or so, I seen that you was in the Mobile and you taught Skip in the Mobile. Right. And you used to run a very, very big tube talking Skip in the Mobile. Can we talk about that a little bit?
Of course, man. You know, I ain't got no secrets. Yeah, 4CX 20,000 is what I run in the Mobile. Slave Boy built, along with a pair of GU84s, Tetro, in the Mobile. But you know, Jimmy, my Mobile was kind of unique. And what I was doing, I was told that there's a lot of problems running the Mobile. But I'm the kind of guy, I'm a myth buster. You know what I'm saying? And I do it by design. I don't do it by willy-nilly. I don't believe in that. I mean, if knowledge out there, it's out there. All we got to do is go through them files like you did, and research and find the truth, and because it's out there. So my Mobile was unique, I would say, because I set my antenna at the very back. Because if you read any book on antenna direction, when mobile style, you put it to the right, it talks off the left, put it to the left, talks off the right, put it to the center, 360, put it rear, forward, right? So I got this long plane. So I set, I had a slave boy antenna. You probably seen it, got the coil with the blades on the top, you know, for a flat side. And if you read on mobile antennas, top loaded antenna talks better than a center load. Or center load talks, then there's a middle load, then your top load has the furthest range.
The top part.
People don't believe that, they don't know that. And not only that, now I'm feeding that slave boy, because it was a ham operator that actually built it for slave boy, and slave boy just put them in mass production and sold them. So now you're doing something with this top sitting on top of this coil. And so I ran one to the back, and then I ran me a 10-foot channel, which I got in the ground using for a ground ride now, but 10-foot channel coming off the back with that identical antenna. So my antennas was sitting like this. My reflector was here, and my driven was right here. You understand? But 10 feet apart. And
so you come from the back and then went 10 feet even more out the back and put a higher antenna.
And put another same antenna, but set it up a little higher. And
what kind of vehicle was that, if you don't mind me asking? That wasn't a Suburban.
1987. It
was a
5.7 stock motor, 6 alternators. And I could keep 35,000 and still have gas pedal left. And
now was that 4CX? Was it ground to grid, or was it a full tetrode? Ground to grid. Okay.
Ground to grid. And if you check out a lot of radio stations, they do run that same series too, grounded grid. It is a tetrode. Only thing difference, you're taking more drive to the two characteristics. They don't know that it's supposed to, I'm not grounded grid anymore. I mean, I'm not screening bias no more. I can't do, no, that's not it. You feeding the tube, you got to build properly around the tube to make the tube function. Any tube, whether it's grounded grid or, you know, screening bias, you know, so that tube perform as it should. As I didn't fight mobiles in Grand Rapids or in the Great Lakes, period. I fought base stations. Base stations would,
that's what the file said. The file told me that.
Yeah, I fought base stations. I didn't fight mobiles. I fought base stations, you know, period. You know, I've had guys, you know, Foasis, you know, I'm gonna call names. He said the reason why he had to go is because he said him Skillet and Too Big, when they first came to bands, like, who in the hell is this Iron Horse? It's a boy, because that's what I was using back then, because it's a slave boy, you know. And right to this day, my man up there, Two-Man Turkeyville, still call me It's a Boy and King Arthur, you know. But the thing of it is, man, use Ready Line inverters. All my stuff was lit by true AC, or the truest form of AC I could get, you know, coming from a generator, you know. So I ran 2 of those, one for my driver, one for my big box.
One's with a filament.
Yeah. They like to fill like the whole box. You know, a lot of guys use their alternators to do that, but then you're unstable. You know what I'm saying? So, and I took Variac. I put a Variac where I could control the voltage, because that Ready Line will run off on you. Now you can't run a Ready Line by yourself, because you know it's gonna go from whatever it is up to 180 volts. I've seen that. I'm telling you what I know. I'm not here to bullshit nobody. I'm giving to you the truth. I said, why am I? And Dynamite was the one that gave me my first voltage regulator, because I was knocking out the filament transformer. You know, I said, why in the hell is this happening? So I finally went back there and put a probe, showed me. I said, I guess so. If I'm up to 160 volts, no wonder why. But that Variac, I set that Variac and didn't look back. And I could cruise.
For the viewers, I got to stop you real quick. For the viewers, what year was this?
I think this had to be in the early 2000s. about 2005 to about 2002, 2003 when I got out the Mobile. I just got out of it, you know. But for a long time, man, I was in, you know, I started out, my first Mobile was I had a skull cracker. It was a 32 pill skull cracker. And that summer gun used to hump. And like I said, you know, you make mud duck mistakes. The guy sold me a ball and it had that center. I didn't know nothing about the, you know, the blue ghost and none of that. I'm just getting back into it. And messed around, Jimmy. 1213 didn't tighten the screw. Took off, did unbeknownst to me. Got in the parking lot key. Guess what? My antenna laying across the Chevy S10. All the smoke you could have wanted. People thought I was in a smoke out, you know. I sent it to Prime, he got it straight, but you know, so that's how I started actually with a 32 peel. But every time I see that 5K go in the corner, it looked like 50K. So I said, finally decided I'm gonna get out for that and went AC and love it. AC the way to go. I mean, anybody can do that what they like to do, but that AC, pound for pound, bad SWR. You know, pills don't like bad SWR. You get a bad SWR, you gonna knock some pills.
You're done.
Yeah,
I got off of them quick.
Yeah, that still is very forgiving, very forgiving. You know what I'm saying? So no, that's how I got started. You know, so I went through some.
So you the filing cabinet. We got a couple things in this file. The filing cabinet says that you was something to be reckoned with this Mobile with this 20 in there. But now when it comes to the base station, can we talk about what you got on the base, what you're driving this with into that? Can we get into, because I looked around in the filing cabinet. I seen what you was doing, but I don't want to be the one to put it out there. I need you to put it out there. You get your notebook. This shit's about to get
no pressure.
And I'm going to tell the viewers too. I'm going to tell the viewers now, put your seatbelt on, everybody, because this man's got a story.
I'm learning something.
It's crazy.
I'm learning something.
No,
you're going to hear something new.
I started out with a 8877 because it's an excellent tube, audio, all of that. You know what I'm saying? But it only gives you so much. And usually when you're driving your amplifier with a tube like that or 800s or whatever, there's some consequences that come with that. You know what I'm saying? So I said, you know, I got tired of my what's that 200 Heathkit going down, SB 200 going down. I got tired of
SB 220 is the two Z's.
220, yeah, the 220. And so I had Slave Boy build me a 4CX 5000. And my man, rest his soul, you know, built my 3000, you know, 527 over there in Kalamazoo, Michigan, famous 5. And so I didn't have a driver, so I said, I'm going to take this 5000, 4CX 5000, and drive my 3CX 3000. And I said it in Pal Talk. Man, what the hell wrong with that tube is bigger than the 3000. You can't do that. You do. I said, listen, man, if you get tired of, you know, looking at your 500Zs cheering up because you're on a hammer too long, I got a tube that will do every bit of I got a tube that do every bit of 15, 20,000, and I'm only running it at 1,500 watts. I got a small transformer on it. That's the thing. If the tube don't care about what you put on it for as power wise go. And so now I got audio, I got staying power on the key, I got resonance from one amplifier to the other. So I don't have those problems with, you know, having. I mean, things can happen, but come on, Jimmy, I got a tube that do 20,000, and I'm only keying it at about 800 watts worth of drive, going into a 3,000, you know, and my swing, what's that gonna hurt? That ain't gonna hurt a dang thing. That's just gonna give you that cutting audio that you want on your station. You know, like I said, everybody can do what they want, look at me like I'm crazy and say, man, this dude bad. But I got a small transformer that'll get me, at most I could tune that thing out is about 2K. And y'all heard me when I was broke down. When I was broke down at times, y'all heard me saying I'm on my driver, 800 watts, 2,000 watts, 1,800 watts, whatever that thing would do. That's what I'm talking at, you know. But
and talking
I did it for those reasons, you know, because now I don't have to worry about if I'm driving with 1,500 watts. Well, my tube is at its threshold. when I'm talking about the smaller too. But if I'm at that 15,000, my audio is just as pristine as you want it. And all the amplifier does is amplify what you put in it. So if you're putting a clean signal in, you're gonna get a clean. That's the theory behind it all. If you driving your box, you're driving, and you go to put that into your amplifier, well, you're gonna get a whole lot of how sound, man. Somebody with some clean audio gonna kill you. You know, listen to some Watergates I listen to, and even though the guys got that hammer on me, I can still hear my audio and every word I'm saying behind them. Yet I'm behind them, but you're gonna be behind guys. This is the Super Bowl. This is skip conditions, propagation, whatever you want to call it. You ain't gonna be on top all the time, but you want somebody to know you there.
Especially if you stay out there. This is my opinion. I think people completely forget this. If you stay out there long like you do, and I know you do, if you stay out there long amount of times like that, you're going to get your ass beat. There's somebody that's going to beat your ass.
No matter what.
Sure, if you stay out there longer than 7 keys, you're going to get your radio cut off. Some shape, some form. It's going to happen. Somebody's going to dust your britches. That's just the game.
You know what I like about these guys up here when I talk about T-Bird, 4 Aces, Too Big, Skillet.
Somebody said that's bullshit.
They don't key one time. You know, if you're in a fight, you fight. I fight, man. I fight, win, lose, or draw. You know, I say I post them all. It's radio. Anybody went to concept thinking that you're gonna win every time you come out here, you blowing smoke up your own butt. You know what I'm saying? You blowing smoke up your own ass, period. You know, so no, when I come out here, I come to fight. I love to fight. 413. Hey, load the ground, humble. It ain't your turn to burn. All right, 413. Yeah. I'm kidding anyway. Show me that recently.
Let me ask you a question. So currently, is that your setup that you just explained? Is that your current setup you got right now? So Jimmy, he's running a 5,000. I'm trying to see. I'm taking notes, Jimmy. I'm taking notes. Okay. He's running a 5,000 into 3,000, but he's fighting these big dudes that got 215s, 220s, and running with them, Jimmy. Mm-hmm. So it's either what's going on over there behind his shoulder that's not so low to the ground, or it's that damn setup that he got with the 3,000, man. Because, man, that 3,000 got to be doing some good numbers for you to be running. I'm talking about Too Big got a pair. What does he got? Pair of 15s, pair of 20s over there. Yeah. 4 Aces runs a big Tetro. They're running some big stuff, and you right there with them. So Sandman got a single 15, I believe. So they're running some shiggity over there, man. They're doing some stuff. So you in some good names over there being called when you out there fighting with them guys with what you got.
Right.
Well, you see how them guys just jumped up right there when the man said what he said. They said that's bullshit.
Yeah, they're jumping. They're jumping up. I see it.
They're egos. They're egos. Somebody in the.
Can I walk to my thing and show you?
My brother, you can do anything you want to do. You on the podcast.
Hold on.
Hey, one damn thing about it. They ain't gonna hurt us tonight. They can't get to us tonight.
No, I don't. You know one thing about me, man. You know what? There can be 2 guys named Al or Alvin or whatever, but one Alvin is a liar. You know what I'm saying? The other one could be the one that tells the truth. Just because my name is Alvin, another guy's name is Alvin, don't mean we have the same characteristics. I love radio. You know what I'm saying? And it was a time when I tried to share knowledge with guys and they beat you up because you're not in their clique. You know what I'm saying?
That's
so
right.
I stopped sharing knowledge, Jimmy. It's real talk. You know, because, you know, in their opinion, who am I? I'm nobody. But one reason why I talk, even before I lose my train of thought, is location. People don't believe location is 99.9% of what we do. That's real talk. Anybody been in a mobile, and I'll use a mobile because that's the best way to tell, because a house, you can't move a house unless you're in a mobile home. Yeah. But how many of y'all been riding down the road, screaming and hollering and spitting in the microphone, and nobody heard you, and all them big boys out there keying, right? The minute you hit a certain spot, you trying to pull over, people blowing horns at you because you done hit that one hot spot where you done keyed on the whole world. And as long as you sit there, you can hold somebody ready.
You're good.
You move 10 feet, you gone. That's what conditions is. That's what location is. You know what I'm saying? But nah, bro.
You fixing to make these guys with these 220s and these 215s? You what they gonna be feeling like at 7 a.m. in the morning when their homeboy calls them and says, "Hey man, there's some fucked up shit I seen on the podcast last night."
Real quick. Hey, the next guest back there in the backstage, you good? Give it a thumbs up. You good? My guest, my guest back there backstage. You good back there? Give me a thumbs
That's
up.
my five.
Okay. Just checking. Because we take a little extra time because we see some stuff over here that I want to see.
Now walk us through this. Is this a bluegill that we're about to see? Is this a muddy water slapper? Is this what is this?
Where am I at? Did I lose you?
No, I see
Oh
you.
no,
we see you.
we hear you and see you.
Technical
I'm
difficulties,
trying, I don't know how
Jimmy.
to flip it, but no, this is my
That's
slave.
good. That's good right there.
That's a
That's my
slave
slave
boy.
boy.
Okay.
And
You got it hot already, ready to go, Jimmy.
They finna bust somebody's ass.
You ready to bust somebody? You got the light on. He's ready to.
Little small power supply, but I'm gonna try to get some light on this thing.
Don't get hurt now.
This is gonna work.
Don't get hurt now.
My power off.
Hit your little button right there on your phone and turn your camera around the other way, where the viewers can see what we got going on. Oh, there we go.
What is, how I turn?
Oh, he's got his
this thing
PC. I thought he was on the phone.
Yeah.
No, I'm on
he's
the PC.
on the laptop.
But I'm trying to show. Can you see that 5,000?
See a phone.
Anything?
We see a
Right
phone.
there.
There you
yeah,
go.
yeah,
There you go. There you go. There you
Oh
go.
yeah, I see a
That's
doorknob
my
and a
5,000.
tank coil. That tank coil
That's
ain't
my
burned up either.
And a tuner.
No.
I see it. It's running. He got the phone there lighting it up. I see it.
Oh,
I
yeah.
see it.
Oh yeah, that man's tank
See the
coil is
5,000?
not
That's my
black.
5,000.
No varnish. No different colors and shit. Looking good. Looking proper.
Can you see it there?
Oh, Two
That's
Shout
a
out to
5,000
Slave Boy.
with a
Shout out to
49%.
Slave Boy.
Slave boy. That's now look where it's at.
Yeah.
Right? Now here's my 3,000. Everything
Man, we're
off,
gonna
so
see.
don't worry about it.
We got the 5,000 driving the 3,000. Don't try this at home. You know everybody can't do this and pull this off, right?
You see that?
I ain't gonna
I
lie
can
to
see
you, Jimmy.
it.
That never even crossed my mind. To be honest with you.
They can't do what this guy's doing. This guy's in a class of his own league.
You see that?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
That's a single 3. Now, where's that coax going?
That's your out. That's your out. That's the same 217 that's going up that tower out there to that antenna.
So why I'm not on the 3,000?
No, I believe you on the 3,000. It's the too big. Don't. He's the one. Too big is the one that don't believe you on the 3,000, driving it with the 5,000. Not Jimmy.
But there it is. That's it.
So somebody said there's another box where you ain't showing.
Oh, this one? Hold on.
No. They said you got another big box somewhere hidden.
This one? I built this myself.
Nice.
This ain't
That's
ready
a
yet.
3,000? Oh, okay.
No,
Okay.
that's
Now what is this? Now what is this right here? What is this box we're looking at? We're about to see something. What is this box going to be?
This is my power supply. I'm building for my 20.
Okay.
Oh,
Okay.
he's building a 20, Jimmy.
I have no.
So you're
way
gonna
to
use the
power it
5,000 to drive that 20, or you're gonna use the
yeah.
3,000?
Yeah, I'm gonna use the 5,000 because I don't have no. I only have one service for 240, 220.
Mhm.
You follow me? So this one is set up on 110 and 240. I would have to unplug that, but I'm using 5,000 for a driver since it's already in set up. Because the 20, I'm building platform and all that for to set the 20 on. The 20 is like a 3 foot by 3 foot cabinet.
Well, you
But
know,
it's
out of
on
all what
video.
you've said tonight, you know what I've learned, Iron Horse,
What's that?
because I know you from Pow Talk, and now I know you from the podcast, and I know you from 27.025. So it's a full circle of solid material we dealing with right here, because I've heard the guys run at you and try to shortchange you and cut you short and not really let you, get your point across and, get you this and get you that. But this is where the rubber meets the road right here. When you do what you just did, the way you just did it, all the bullshit's out the windows. So now the hearts that you break tonight or tomorrow morning, that's on them. But I'm going to tell you something. A lot of your opponent's problems are they drag these big ass boxes up in their house, but they ain't got but 10 kV sitting on the goddamn street corner outside the house. If the primary ain't shit, what do you really expect the secondary to be? That's where I'm going to leave it. Iron Horse. That's Jimmy.
What you see is what you get. Yeah, it's absolutely. What's the difference in having a pair of 15s if you can only get a single 10 power out of it? You understand what I'm saying?
It's true. You're a little sideways. I don't know what you do with the PC, but we hear you clear as day.
That's how
I hear you clear as day.
That's how them guys are gonna feel at 7 a.m. in the morning. They're gonna be sideways. The same way he
They're
got
feeling
right
that. They're feeling it right now. They're feeling that way right now.
Oh, he's in them.
Oh yeah. What happened?
Yeah.
No, I don't want to exit full screen, but how'd I get turned sideways? Now y'all got me on this one.
Hey, listen, man.
Like Jimmy said, that's how them guys are going.
It don't matter. You can be upside down. You done showed up to goddamn it show out. It don't matter if you're upside down, you're sideways. The real problem ain't the problem you got right there. The real problem is them boys up there in the lakes when they wake up in the morning. Because you driving a 3,000 with a 5,000 and you cammed up and showed us all. So, it is what it is.
I don't have no reason to lie, Jimmy. You know what I'm saying? I just try to keep it real. I mean, because radio to me is real. This is my hobby. And like I said in the room, when I used to try to give guys, even with antennas, there's so much to modeling an antenna. It's more than just the gain that you're looking at in an antenna. But I'm not going to go into that either. Antenna is 99.9, of what you do. And the reason why I say that, you have the baddest ass looking race car in the world, but if the motor ain't worth a shit, then what do you really have?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You got a pretty car when they ain't got no damn motor. So to me, that's the catalyst. That thing right there is what gets you out there. I don't want to be, when I'm out here talking on the bowl, that I got to be balls to the wall every time I key. I want to be able to, you know my song, Ain't No Antenna Like the One I Got, Take a Little, Make a Lot. I say that for a reason. Whether anybody hear it, that's on them. There's two things that really factor into this without going into the other stuff is ERP, effective radiated power, in your dB gain. That's your dB gain. Number one determines how many watts you can put in to what you're going to get out of the son of a gun. Just like when you build a race car, you want to know how much compression you're going to put on this engine to get a certain amount of the torque out that motor. Well, the same thing with your antenna. Can I put 500 watts into this son of a gun and get 2,000 watts out? Wouldn't that be nice? So now I'm running at 500 watts, but I got a carrier saying 2,000 watts because of the effective radiated power of my antenna. Research, look it up. It means a lot. Antenna means a lot,
Well, Prime, that's what Prime preaches all the time, but the boys don't listen. They steady going buying big boxes, and nobody's upgrading their antennas.
No, that's what I don't understand, bro. You hear guys with 80-foot antennas, but I'm finna put 315s on it. Well, hold on, that's defeating the purpose, isn't it? A big antenna is supposed to be, I can take this 2,000 watt linear and make you run up in that 215s. You know what I'm saying? That's really what the whole concept of having a big, the more gain, the less you're supposed to run. You know what I'm saying? The more gain your antenna got, the less you need you need to put in that antenna to achieve the same thing with an antenna that's running lesser gain. The smaller the gain, the more you got to put in it. The greater your gain, the less you dump into it. It's just that simple, Jimmy. You know, when you look at those Mako specs, they are what antenna has a 60 multiplication factor? What does that mean? Where's that coming from? But there are certain programs out there that tell you that at X amount of gain, that you in this type of power in, this is your ERP ratio. You know what I'm saying? This is your ERP ratio. And people don't talk about
Some of these guys can't keep it 100, man. They come up in here and tell us about how they got the damn mall down on all these dudes and all this and all that. But the shit they done put together and formulated themselves on these damn PCs, man, they ain't doing nothing but impressing their neighbors. Because they tearing their damn neighbors up. But they don't tell us that part of it. They don't tell us. It's when they've been off the radio, when somebody like yourself or me or 413 or Prime or somebody, Crack Carter, they run up on them about 3 years later. Hey, man, where you been? They tell us a whole bunch of shit. Hey, man, I got this. I got put in jail. I had to get this. I had to get. Meantime, it wasn't none of that bullshit. They've been sitting over there on a bucket trying to look up at the stars and figure out if they was going to get a blessing or another firework bath, you know? So, hey, it is what it is, man. But the viewers, one thing about it, I can tell you this. The viewers know, hey, what you're doing in your house is your shit. But one thing that you did that I like, especially on this show, you are not scared to show your shit. So there y'all go.
It ain't no secret, man. Look, I got guys, say, hey, don't tell somebody what I'm running. If that was a secret that'd make me talk, but hell, I wouldn't tell nobody either. But it don't work like that. Whether you tell somebody you got a 3,000 or 2,500Zs, it ain't gonna make you talk no better. You know what I'm saying? Right. It's cool with me. Secrets is cool for those who like them. But I'm on this podcast for a reason. And the minute somebody call me out and say, "Oh, he lying," well, okay, show me where I'm lying at then.
No, you on the podcast. You on the podcast because you're 100. That's why you're on the podcast. You're 100. You're a real person. You're a real operator, and we wanted to know you in the real lane. We wanted that's a whole nother story, man. But you know how you roll.
Jimmy,
I know how you roll, and now the boys know how you roll. Come on,
Jimmy. What I gotta say is I'm in awe and I'm in shock, okay? Because I'm on the receiving end down here in Florida, listening to what's going on up there, okay? And I know what two big guys, 4 aces, all them big guys, Roadmaster. I know they're running some big shit. For him to show me what he got and hear him running with them guys like that, I mean, it's something to be man.
I'm shaking my head.
Hats off to you, brother. I'm shaking my head like. He showed me that. I'm like, man, I know what the other guys is running, but I'm hearing on this end what's going on, and he's fighting. He's toe to toe with the best of them.
Bro, there's guys. There's guys up there right now that is steady spending money. There's guys up there right now that's trying to get techs over there at the house to where they can get more RMS in the basement. You know what I'm saying? They steady trying to go bigger. This guy just come on here with a goddamn 5,000, driving a damn 3,000 with a Bird 43 on the outside of the box, with some damn 217. Okay, some damn 217. Okay, and he ain't even got it rigged so he can just max that. I mean, the connector's the weakest link on the back of the dam between the coax and the damn Bird 43. That connector is the weakest link right there, right? And he ain't got no shame. And this guy is keeping everything 100 on video for the viewers, for you, for us. And everybody in the cast, everybody knows this guy's talking. Now, is he the biggest? Is he the baddest to ever key the mic on 20? No. But he is something to be reckoned with. And his name is Iron Horse 125, low to the ground in the Great Lakes.
That's right.
And when new kid called me, man, I appreciate y'all guys. Give me an opportunity, to do me. Man. You know what I'm saying? Show.
It's an honor and a pleasure, brother.
Yeah. Yeah, to do something I love. I love the game, bro. And like I said, I try to keep it 100, because that's what really the game is all about. When you take that away, the Super Bowl is nothing. If when you take away all the real players in the game, you know, this is a guy that said he was going to quit. Phil, I said, Fat Joe, I texted him. I said, Fat Joe, you know, if you quit, these guys win. You know, we need guys that's real. We don't need to lose no real guys.
I'm glad you touched on that, because I'm gonna talk about that later on. I'm gonna talk about that real quick, because that disturbed me when I seen that. And I think a lot. I think a lot of Joe. I really do. I think he's straight up stand up dude. But listen, y'all seen it right here, and I'm gonna say this. A lot of guys, man, you know, they get this whole game twisted up. It takes this and it takes that. But what you did right here, man, on the cast, I mean, I'm gonna get some phone calls about this. I'm definitely gonna get some, because I'm getting some text about it right now. You know, the haters is talking right now. So listen. What people don't understand, that they had better understand, is this ain't Pal Talk. This ain't no circus. This is the podcast. This is live. This is your footage. And 20 years from now, it's stored. It's stored, bro. Can't nobody rob you from that.
It's going down in history.
It's your story, bro. It's not my job I allow you to tell your story. I give you the platform. It's your platform. This is your show right now. It's supposed to be the next guest show. You know what I'm saying? You come on the show and you leave your legacy. You leave your video of your 5,000 driving your 3,000 with your 217 whooping them boys' ass. And it ain't my problem. It ain't 413's problem. It ain't your problem. It's them boys' problem. Come tomorrow at 7 a.m. They're 410.
Oh yeah, you know, I come out when I talk, I come to talk. I don't come to make no excuses of what I'm on, what I'm running. Like I said, I enjoy the guys that talk around here and abroad, you know, because it's radio, and I try to keep it radio. You don't hear me dissing nobody, because I don't want nobody dissing me. You know, this is something we all should be able to come together and enjoy one another. You can't run what I run, nor can I run what you run, but we all can talk on the same frequency and respect one another and have a good time doing it, you know. But some of us seem to want to take the lower road, but that's their choice. But to me, it's not what the Super Bowl is all about. The Super Bowl is about being a 10-8 operator, being able to accept winning, and damn sure accept losing, because losing is definitely more part of the game than winning. You know what I'm saying?
That's some good shit. I love it. I love it. On a closing note, what do you want to say in a closing note after you pulled the stunt you pulled tonight? What do you want to close on this note with?
He said the stunt.
He pulled a stunt. He showed him.
Hey,
woo, some broken hearts up there in the Great Lakes.
Communication is about numbers. It's about math. That's what it's all about. To get the best in out, you have to put the best in. When you start taking away the numbers, the mathematical equations that make radio, then you get junk. And then when you get junk, you get hit in the mouth. I'm not saying you're not going to get hit in the mouth. I don't get hit in the mouth, but I'm going to be as efficient as I possibly can on 27025, because that's what it's truly all about. You know, ain't no need to having a waterfall if you're all over the place. Ain't no need to having a big amplifier if your watts are 10 kcs up and 10 kcs down. You know what I'm saying? It's about frequency. Right. That's what it's really, truly all about. And if you master that, you could do a whole lot of things. For me, holding my conditions is more important than trying to talk in somebody else's, because you can't really talk in somebody else's conditions. You can only talk in your conditions. You know what I'm saying? And conditions can be good, poor, or bad. You know, there's three types of conditions. Some conditions are just better than others for others. You know what I'm saying? So no, I just say, man, you don't have to take everybody's word. You don't have to take my word, but the knowledge is out there. You want the power to get the knowledge, because the knowledge is the power. That's all I got to say about that.
Good deal. Yeah. Well, the viewers at 413, the viewers got it. You come, you showed up, and you showed out.
You sure did. Now, real quick, Iron Horse, you guys got a break coming up here in July, don't you? You part of that?
Yeah.
The Grand Rapids. Yeah. Do you want to talk a little bit about that? I know I missed the last one last year. You know, but I'm planning on going on this one. I think I want to go up there and hang out with y'all, man, because I heard it was a good turnout. You want to talk a little bit about it?
Yeah. This started out some years ago, I was on the radio and Easy Rider was talking. I said, hey, you know, that he was one of the founders with me on the mini mall droppers. And it wasn't even the mini mall droppers. We just got a bunch of guys together and said, hey, y'all, would y'all be interested in forming a club? So we said, hey, let's meet at breakfast. And a bunch of us, I can't remember all, 101, Home Wrecker, Easy Rider, Magic. It was just a few of us. And we sat down and we said, yeah, let's do it. So we did that, and then we came up with a name, and they came up with all these exotic names. I said, no, that's too harsh. So I said, I threw mini mall droppers in the hat, and that's where that mini mall dropper came from. So, you know, I founded this thing some years ago, you know, to bring guys together. And our format is we want to entertain. We want you guys to come up and have the best time ever. You know, we're not in the mobile shootouts because there's enough guys that's way better at doing that than we are. You know what I mean? Not to take anything from anybody else, but when you come here, our first one was, you know, come sit down and eat with us. You know, it was no entry fee, no nothing, but you know, it gets expensive, but I appreciate all those guys that showed up for the very first break and have been supporting us ever since. And the crowd has been just getting bigger and bigger. And what I like the best is seeing guys that haven't seen each other in years. And they come say, man, I ain't seen this cat in 30 years. When Golden Mushroom showed up and them guys and Lonesome Dove and all them guys start showing up and guys that hadn't seen them in Lonesome D, man, look it. That's what it's really all about. And you got 25 that, you know, just drunker than a skunk, but having a good time and everybody cool with it. You know, and ask no kid, he'll tell you about that. No, everybody was just having a good time and if there was any beef, I didn't know about it. And we just want, like I said, when you come to the Great Lakes, we want you to have a good time. Me and T-Bird, my little brother, I call him my little brother, man. We stayed on the grill. We stayed on the wheels of steel till everybody was satisfied and full, or we run out, you know. And that's what the Great Lakes Break is all about, you know. Trying to entertain, trying to bring entertainment, trying to bring people together, you know, on a good note, you know, where, you know, a lot of times when you're dealing with the mobiles, you don't really have time to socialize because you're trying to fix issues, just like Controller was saying. You don't know what kind of issues you have. So really your social time is really cut, you know, because the mobile and the competition is most important. So when you come to the Great Lakes, you know, you come to bring your YL, bring your kid. We had a bounce house last year, you know, didn't a whole lot of kids show up. Little number 3, Reject's grandson, that little rascal was driving the Escalade around. You know, I'm impressed with that. But it's just, we want it to be a family kind of event, you know, where guys can come from all over the world and come and sit down and just have a good time, you know, and just enjoy. So this one is mainly for the elderly that they don't have to do a lot of walking. They can go from their hotel room to the parking lot to the grounds because everything is going to be on the same grounds. I don't know if you guys are aware of that. So if your wife wants to go up and rest, you don't have to drive her back. You can walk her up, make sure she's good, and you can come back down and finish, you know, the camaraderie, you know,
that's awesome,
hotel, bro. The banquet hall, everything is right on the same property. You know, Acts 25. You don't have to drive to the hotel. You can stack across the lot.
You don't need no designated driver.
No, and everybody, you know, so all the guys planning, all the viewers, everybody who's been there, who's going to support it, who's going to go back and support it. You're hearing it from the horse himself.
Absolutely, and we did post up the flyers at the Big Hammer Show podcast on Facebook. Where I just posted the flyers, so you guys go check it out. It's the Great Lakes Cookout. What we're talking about right now, and that's July 6th through the 9th. And you could go on, like I said, the podcast page, and I have the flyer with all the information. It looks like it's going to be a good turnout, man. You got P. Diddy and Compton and the Hammerhead as the MC, so that alone just makes me want to go up there and see what's going on. But I've heard great stories. I heard you guys just roll the red carpet out and had a great time last year. Guys, everybody told me, man, you should have came. Fortunately, I couldn't make it, but I'm gonna try to make. Me and Jimmy, we gonna have to fly up there, Jimmy. Go hang out with the fellas, bro. And show some love, show some support.
When you get here, we got you.
Absolutely, man.
Just when you
come, guys,
just let us know. We got you.
Appreciate it. Iron Horse, man. Appreciate you taking the time to come down and give us a little history of the man, the myth, the legend, and show us what you're working with. And give us the information on the break, man. It was very, very. A lot of hearts are gonna be broken. I ain't gonna lie, Jimmy. what you think?
Intriguing. Yeah, intriguing. I think I think guys. I think the Pal Talk guys are sitting back, and I think they're talking shit, and I think they're on the phone with each other. Man, did you see this shit? Can you believe this shit? But let me break it down to you real quick.
You showed it.
Number nine would say in Virginia, they just got to deal with it. God bless you. God keep you. God bless you and God keep you, man. We heard it from you. We didn't hear it from nobody else. We didn't read no newspaper about it. But I'm gonna put the file back in the filing cabinet because you wrapped it and I capped it.
Yeah, lock it up, man. Lock it up, man. God bless y'all. Appreciate it. New kid, everybody that's making this happen. Keep up the good work. You can't please everybody, so sometimes you just have to please yourself. As long as you guys are happy with what you're doing, and you're gonna get some yays and some nays, but it's all part of the game, But when new kid asks me, I'm like, hey, I'm on board. I'm on for anything that's that bring positivity. And if it ain't positive, then I got an opportunity to say something. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
But I'm not gonna
absolutely
not gonna bash nobody. Not gonna bash nobody, man. Let's keep it on. Let's keep it fun. Let's keep it ready.
For sure, man. Appreciate it. But one thing you're gonna have to do for me now. You can't say low to the ground no more. You got to say not so low to the ground.
I'm low to the ground, man. That's an image, man.
Look at that thing.
That's what you call that? What you call it when you doctor up? That's Photoshop. Yeah, that's
Photoshop.
That's a good looking antenna. I seen that antenna, but I think you know what I was looking at. But I seen that. I ain't worried about the coax that's feeding it. Shit, I'm trying to find some half. I love 7/8. 7/8 is my coax. I'm going to do it. I'm trying to find me some half inch hard line. Because man, I'm telling you, I ain't trying to run any of that shit no more. None of that shit. I want to do just what you do, and I want to get some 217 like you and 12 gauge.
You know what? The people don't believe in it, but when a manufacturer coax, it comes with a data sheet. And it tells you if you're going to run this coax, whatever you're going to put in it, it has a frequency factor. Resistance kills coax. I don't care how you got here, guys saying they blow it up 7/8 coax. Was it cut the frequency? Oh, I don't believe in that. Well, that tells you from one end to the other how efficient this energy is going to transfer from one point to another. You know what I'm saying? And when you take those equations out, you create a problem. That's 217, but I guarantee you it's on point. It's cut the frequency. Ain't no heating up, none of that. You know what I'm saying? Even though it's 10K, it's all good. But
good
that's what it's all about. That's what it's all about. Doing your homework.
Yeah.
Doing your homework.
The viewers and like I said, all the guys, man, they gonna be hitting you up. They gonna be talking to you. But look here, man, we enjoyed you.
Yes, sir.
It's always a pleasure to have 100 people gathered around the table, kicking it, hanging out, shooting the shit. It's not like an interview. This was like a movie, from what I can tell, because all you did was show a bunch of goddamn 10/8 folks that they really ain't that goddamn 10/8 after all.
Stop, Jimmy.
I love this shit. This is why I do this shit. You know what I'm saying? I love this shit.
Hey, 413, he gonna have a buzzard circling over my house. They getting ready to kill this mother.
Somebody said you loaded the ground. That's why you put the PC sideways so it could look like you loaded the ground.
It's on the ground. No,
hey, bro,
I
appreciate it, man. Appreciate the love, but we gotta keep it moving, man. Appreciate you. Much love to you. Appreciate you taking the time once again. We'll hopefully see you over there at the Grand Rapids break, man. Much love to you, brother.
One love. I'm gonna hang out.
Yeah, one love, brother. Man, there you have it, bro.
Hey, that right there, man, that's off the chain. I don't understand it. I don't know what made him do it, but that man right there touched some hearts tonight, man. That man right there delivered some babies. You hear me? Michigan just had a baby. It weighs 13 pounds and 6 ounces.
It touched my heart, Jimmy. I'm a little emotional right now after what I just see. I'm a little emotional because them boys is hurting right now up there. They're like, you mean to tell me I'm getting my ass whooped by 5,000 driving into a 3,000? And he showed it. He showed it, bro. They know if fans, it's in the history books, man. He showed it plain as day. But
Yeah.
you know, it takes a good operator to run that because I don't know what to do with that. It makes me
Yeah.
it's making me reconsider what I got going on in my house. Jimmy.
No, hey, when you got guys that have no shame, man. I mean, that guy's got nothing. That guy's got nothing to lose. That guy's got nothing to prove. And when you can do, there's guys, man. There's guys that's running big Ghost Riders that don't have the nuts to do what that guy just did right there.
Mm-hmm.
There's guys that's got
my hat's off
$70,000 and $80,000 tied up in boxes and drivers and coax and power and all this shit, and they don't have the balls to do just what that man right there did. Showed you a 5,000 driving a 3,000. I mean, will that work? Yeah, it'll work. Is it the normal? No, it's not the normal. Is it abnormal? Yes, it's abnormal, but it's different. And if it's working for him, then it's working. You know what I mean? So one thing about it, that's not our problem. That's them boys in the Great Lakes' problem, 410.
Somebody just put hold on a goddamn minute.
Yeah, hold on.
Hold on a goddamn minute. That's what I said. That's what I said when I first saw it.
That sounds like
It's
25.
working.
That's something 25 would say. 25, they already classified you. You need to call them, boy. They already classified. They got you. Hey, you my dog, 25. Now you come over and sit by me. I'm gonna tell you like Lady 64 say. That's what she always said to Jimmy. She say, what was it? 22-17 or straw ball? No, I think no. It was straw. She just said, straw ball, you come over here and sit by me. Have a glass of tea. 25, you better get your ass over here and sit by me. But yeah, that's some good shit though.
This what happened tonight is gonna be what they call what do they call the cooler conversation at work when you stand by the cooler and you start talking about stuff. This is gonna be a
tailgate
conversation.
This tailgating shit
it's
right
like
here.
Tailgating, yeah. They're gonna be talking about, hey, did you see that shit on the podcast last night? He's like, yeah, but he be strong. He be strong because I'm on the receiving end, so I see what's going on from up there. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So ain't nobody can say shit to me because I see the hammer he putting out there. They can't tell me no different.
Pow Talk could have never captioned that. The goddamn YouTube, ain't nobody gonna just sit around and just be sitting in a chair one day warming their ass hair up talking about, let me just show my shit on put it on YouTube, Facebook. Ain't nobody gonna do that. Podcast got that man to cam up and show them damn 10-8 superstars up there in the Great Lakes that
what they working with.
What they working with, you know? Now some of them boys, listen, if you had a 3,000 and you lived around the corner from me and I had 420s and you beat my ass all the goddamn day, you know? And when I call you on the phone, you say, it's just condition, Jimmy. It's location and position. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's going to make me feel some type of way. I done spent $100,000 goddamn dollars. Not only am I going, if I can whoop my technician, I'm going to whoop his ass.
Jimmy, I think we should move on, bro.
We need to move on. Let's move on. Hey, y'all, we got a great guy. We got another great guy. This guy's out of the main source of the what's them damn things that I always I beg you all the time to cook us some more. Them damn roaches.
The crawfish. The
crawfish. Goddamn crawfish. Them goddamn things are so good, man. Hey, I won 15. I won 15. I won $15,000 goddamn dollars that year. You down there, okay? And the yellow wagon showed out, right? And while that wagon was whooping them boys' ass, we was over there at this damn crawfish restaurant, and we had that shit live, and we was about 50 a piece into this shit. And I told you, I said, Vinny, I said 413, we got to go right now. And we left. Whoa, we left 15. We left 15. Damn lightning! I thought the bitch come through the jealousy windows and hit my ass. But anyways, we got up and we got going and we got back to the break. And we got our damn paper and we went on about our damn way. But I'm going to tell you something, man. Them guys, we're going to leave it. We're going to leave it with that and we're going to move on. But this guy right here, we ain't going to call his name. We just going to set him in the chair. And when y'all see his name, y'all going to see his name. But this guy brings a lot of energy to the game. He's a unique guy. He's a unique operator. And I can't wait to see what he's got to say on the plate. Bring his ass on out here.
He out here. I drug him out. What's up, Snoop?
What's
Snoop
up,
Dogg,
man?
Bayou. What's up, my brother? How you
What's
doing, man?
happening? What's happening? What's happening? I'm gonna do like
I know
this.
you was listening backstage, all the shiggity and all the stuff that's coming on and that we was watching. I seen you cracking up back there in the background, man.
Yeah. It's entertaining, man. Y'all don't get a chance to come
Absolutely.
and check y'all out too often because I'm so busy. But yeah, I took a little time out to dedicate it for you. I appreciate you inviting me.
Nah, man. Appreciate you coming on, man, and taking the time to get to know the Snoop Dogg, the young Snoop Dogg. Not so
Yeah.
young anymore. You getting some gray hair. It's kind of big.
I'm getting up there, man. But I gotta keep telling myself I'm not. You know what I'm
That's
saying?
Hey,
No, I
Snoop,
know you play ball. You play basketball. Me and you had a conversation a while back.
Yeah.
Now, you still play ball?
I still play.
Real quick
man.
before we get into the interview, you still play ball?
I
Now,
still
does your
play.
body, does your mind say I'm a dunk, but your body say hell no? That's when you know you ain't young no
I'm
more.
gonna tell you, I don't go hard. I just I'm the old man. I'm Unk. They call me Unk.
You're up behind the 3-point line, just chucking them up.
yeah. My shot's still on.
I got you.
Yeah.
Hey, bro, but welcome to the show, man. When I told Jimmy, I said, man, I'm trying to get young Snoop, man, because this is a good cat. I like the way he talks on the radio. He said, yeah, get him. So it was kind of a little bit of a little deal to get you, So we excited to have you on, man. Appreciate you, like I said, taking the time and coming on and kind of breaking bread and chilling out with us, man.
No problem, man. No problem. I needed to get away from the racket and kind of settle down and kind of chop it up with y'all and enjoy my hobby a different way. You know what I mean?
I feel like I'm in celebrity lane tonight. I'm in goddamn celebrity lane. But, hey, but you know what? I don't want no more surprises like Iron Horse just did. Now, I don't want you to say, "Hey, how we doing?" and then all of a sudden you just take off with your camcorder and you walk us over here and show us like 600-800s or something. And that's what you was.
I can't do it.
Okay.
I got a house full of kids, man. I got some neighbors' kids over. I entertain a lot of kids as well, man. I've coached,
awesome.
On my side, on the side, and just kind of give back to the community. So I got some kids. Some of my sons' friends is here. My daughter's friends. So it's too much racket in the house. So I had to come out here in the RV and kind of do it like this,
Hey, I'm gonna tell you something, man. I know you was just sitting there. I know you was just sitting back there, and you was like, "God damn, Iron Horse! I know you ain't doing this shit right here." You know what I'm saying? I can picture you because I know the type dude you are.
He tripped me out. I was like, "Damn, bro, what the hell, man? Is this dude holding the sun up? It never got dark over there, bro. It was.
I know.
Yeah, it's been dark
that
here.
Must be a Photoshop." He said Photoshop. Yeah, he might have Photoshopped that antenna. That background.
I sure did, yeah.
I think we're going to be talking about that one on the cast for a while.
It's still daylight over there.
Yeah, man.
That's what he said. He photoshopped that antenna.
It's crazy. Hey, but you know what? Am I back feeding? No, I think I'm lagging. It's raining. It's pouring.
It's all good.
But yeah, just bear with me. There was a time we were at your house one night, and I think we had just got all your stuff running. I think we had just fired up, and I was jacking around. And I think I talked to you that night, didn't I, Snoop Dogg? You come out there.
Yeah.
You come out there. Yeah. You come out there and showed your natural born ass, boy. And we put the beams over there because at 413's house, I don't know he runs his rotor. I might talk on his radio. I might bootleg, but I get him to man because it's not my place. I don't. It's like if I come to your house and stay with you the weekend. Right. I don't know your conditions.
Right.
I don't know which way to point your goddamn antenna. Right. You know what I'm saying? So I got to let you point the goddamn antenna, and I bootleg for free. But you have always carried yourself, highly, and I've always thought a lot about you. You're a man of few words. You're a lot of wisdom. You're a man of few words, and you're a man that don't really entertain a lot of bullshit. Well, I'm not going to say it like that because I don't want to put a case on you. You just don't like people coming at you with no dumbass mentality. I'm going to say it like that. Is that fair?
That's fair. Yeah, yeah.
That's fair.
That's me.
I got you pegged pretty good, right?
Yeah, you got me on that one.
I got you'll give me that. Okay.
Yeah.
But tell us for the viewers and because I mean we've kicked it, and we've damn sure talked on the radio. Where did it all take place? What was the age? What was the gift? What was the first? Take us from the start to relevant, current.
Well, my story might be a little different from some people, you know. I was it might not look like it, but I grew up in a pretty tough set, you know. And I got punished. I got in trouble when I was like in the maybe 5th or 6th grade. So I might have been about 10, 11 years old. And I ain't have nothing to do. I mean, they put me a basketball goal up in the yard, shot my pellet gun in the city, you know, just hung out, you know, played games or whatever, and, you know, listen to music. And I got bored one day. I was like, man, I'm gonna go sit in the car and listen to the radio. My dad had a Lincoln Continental. It was a I don't know, maybe like a 1980, 79, 80, one of the big long ones. And back then they had built-in CB radios. You know what I'm saying? And the radio that they had, it was a handheld. Everything was on the microphone. You change the channel, you put the volume up, everything. And the antenna, it kind of came out. You know, it was an automatic antenna. When you start the car, the antenna came up. It's a little small, little load on the kind of center loaded antenna. I didn't understand that back then, but I used to listen to the radio stations and just go through each station and listen to, you know, different, you know, radio stations in different cities. That kind of intrigued me. I was intrigued with RF at a young age. So I was kind of like, man, you know, damn, they're listening to this station. They're listening to this music way in this city. AM radio, of course. And, you know, like it kind of caught me because back then we didn't have internet. We didn't have, I was about 10, like I said. So this was like 83, something like that. And they would, you know, it just fascinated me knowing that, man, I can hear what they're listening to in these other cities. So I started looking at antennas and stuff like that. We had a TV antenna where you had the little rotor on it and whatnot. So I started playing with that. And then I was like, man, what's that thing? What's that black thing in there? My dad keep telling me not to play with. It was the CB. So one day I was sitting in the car just listening to music and I turned it on and I was like, man, they got some people talking on here. And I picked it up and started messing with the guys. You know, it was truck drivers. Of course, Channel 19 was flooded. And, you know, I just play around with those truck drivers for a while, you know, just not knowing what I was doing. Then I changed the channel, went down all the way down to Channel 6. And I'm like, man, what the hell are they talking about? I don't understand what they're talking about. And after a while, I started hearing them saying different states. I was like, man, ain't nowhere in the world I can hear a person from a different state. You know what I mean? Not in this car right here, you know. And I told my dad about it. He's like, man, I don't believe that. Because he really didn't talk on the radio. He just had it in there, like for traffic or whatever. Like, man, I heard somebody from out of Florida, you know, this place, that place. He said, well, look, man, if you like that stuff like that, go ahead on and check it out. You know what I mean? You can play with it. You can talk on it if you want to. But I had already been talking on it. I had to let him know. I was so happy to hear I was hearing somebody from a different state. But I tried, man, to talk to him. I couldn't hear. They could never hear me. Of course, it was a barefoot radio. And what ended up happening with me is that I got to the point where I would just read the mail, man. You know, and I didn't understand what they were saying. I would just understand the word, like Florida or Michigan, or, you know, something like that. But couldn't understand the lingo. But by reading the mail for so long, I want to say I read the mail, man, probably for about almost a year before I really started understanding what they meant, you know. And that's when I told him, I said, look, man, I got to get me a CB radio. And there was an old man that lived across from me, across the fence. He had a CB radio, a real one, it was a Stereosonic. I don't know if y'all ever heard of that, man. That's an old radio. It was a Stereosonic 23 channel with a Midland microphone. And he gave me the little magnet mount antenna to go with it.
Wow.
And I used to hook up little stereo stuff around the house, put phone jacks in different rooms. You know, we had a lot of abandoned houses in the area, so we would take the phone box off the walls in those houses and put them in our houses, so we can have 2 or 3 phones in the house. Back then, that was a big thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
3 or 4 phones in one house. You know, most houses had one phone. So I was like, man, you know what? I'm gonna hook me up some way to power this thing in the house. And that's what I did. I started playing around like that, man. And I put a pole. I had a pole on the side of the house, probably like maybe 15 feet up off the ground, with a little flat plate on it. And I had the magnet mount sitting on that. I used to do all kind of stuff, bro. That's why I'm a busybody today. So I had that sitting on the top of the house. Now, mind you, I didn't have the right coax wire. I lived right across from the cable company, not right across, but down the street. So we used some television cable wire. That's what I did, me and my buddy, as my coax wire. So I couldn't really talk far, but to talk 3 or 4 miles back when there was no cell phones, that was a big thing to me. You know what I mean? So that's how I got started with that. Wow. And I kind of just, of course, I had a different handle back then. You know, everybody needs a handle.
What was it? What was the handle?
Yeah.
Man,
this is good. This is the good shit right here. Come on.
Doodlebug.
Come on, man.
That was my handle, and I got it from.
That's some funny shit.
Yeah, the movie Cleopatra Jones. There was a guy, man. He was a hustler. You know, his name was Doodlebug Simpkins. It was Antonio Vargas. You know what I'm talking about?
Banderas, Antonio Banderas.
Yeah, he's a pimp on everything he plays. So I kind of liked this character back then when I was a kid. So I chose that as my handle. And shit, man, from there,
good shit.
Yeah, that's how I got started, man. And I kept that handle up until I started playing basketball in high school, and all my friends knew I fooled around with the radio. So I didn't go do all the clubbing and all that and drinking, and I didn't do that. I was into sports, fishing, and talking on the radio. So it was simple for me, man. Everybody knew I talked on the radio. And let me tell you, this is a funny story, man. So I was in middle school, and I had that antenna about 15 feet off the ground. It's like, man, I wonder if I put it higher, what it'll do for me. You know what I mean? So we got some more pipe, me and a friend of mine. We had that thing about 40 something feet up in the air. No guy. I don't think we had any guy wires, right? I didn't understand that back then. It was barely standing, but it would swing a little bit. I didn't know. Oh man, I thought I was talking. I talk about 10 miles, not even 10 miles, probably about 8 miles away. Oh yeah, I was talking my butt off, right? Went to school, man. When I get off the bus, I could see my antenna from the bus stop. Came home one day, I looked for my damn antenna at. You know what I'm saying?
Reality's about to set in.
It was laid down, bro. I don't know. Maybe a little wind came through and just knocked it down, So, it was all. That's how I got started, man. Now, I can't go through every little phase unless you want to know everything, I mean,
hey man, your story, your legacy. I think what you do out there on the bowl and the way you carry yourself. I mean, some guys, they say, "Hey, what do you want me to talk about?" Listen, there's no certain way you got to talk about nothing. Your story isn't biblical. It isn't Bible to the T of what's going on. People leave things out. Other conversations come up. Other conversations start, depending on if you do 3 table talk, whatever we got. Your story is your story, bro.
Yeah.
But one thing that's great about this, and you coming and doing this, can't nobody you pass away tomorrow, God forbid. Jack in the Box, just random name, I'm throwing that out there. Jumping Jack can't come up and pal talk and tell us that you was a sissy bona fide mud duck that talked on a two-peel that hung out with a group of legends. You understand what I'm saying?
Okay.
This shit's recorded, bro. This shit's going down in when my tag over there, when he put it take him about 2 days, but he'll put you on YouTube. You get to YouTube, right? When he gets you to YouTube, you solid. Can't nobody change your story. You feel me?
All right. Well, so I'm gonna go into the.
It'll take me a minute, but you get there.
I'm gonna get into the
goddamn
part
right
about it now, right? So I had hold on just a second, man. So I had
that might be lights out because he's giving you shout outs.
I can't see. I'm on the iPad, so my phone is over there. What's up, lights out? So look, check this out, man. All right, now I'm about to go into the deep meat of it, right? So I'm talking on the radio. I see you. I got your lights out. This the deep. This the real, right? Okay, so my friends knew I was talking on the radio. Well, my brother, him and this guy, they thought I don't know, man. They were going through a phase. They thought they were some reggae men. You know, they listened to Bob Marley, blah, 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 Peter Tosh, you know. Well, my brother's friend, they were like this, but it was jam. And his little brother was a friend of mine. He probably on here listening too. Anyway, I don't know. I don't know. I can't see anything because he's not back yet. He's trying to get back into the radio. Well, he talked on he didn't talk on the radio. My brother had recorded this reggae tape, and you know, back then you had the cassette tapes, right? And I was listening to it, and then in the middle of this good song that I was jamming on, this guy comes on talking about, yeah, I turned my antenna to such and such, blah, 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 blah. I was like, what the hell? Who is this? And I asked my brother, I was like, man, what old boy talking about? He's like, yeah, that's I don't want to put his name out there. I was like, that's such and such little brother, you know. He was just playing like he was talking on the CB. I was like, what do you know about the CB? Mm-hmm. Like, he never mentioned it to me that he talked on, that he fooled around with the radio. So I called him on the phone. Me and him, we used to do prank calls on people and all that stuff. I was kind of bad anyway. But he's like, man, yeah, my dad talks on the radio. I said, your daddy? I never knew that. He's like, yeah, man, my dad, you need to come over to the house and check it out. His dad was a school teacher. He knows, if he's listening, he knows exactly what I'm talking about. He know I'm talking about him. His dad had really nice home, man. He was my school teacher. He had a house, back then they didn't call them man caves. It was a house behind his house that had the bathroom, stove, everything. He had
whole layout.
And he had what was it? Dwight D. President.
There you go.
Yeah.
Come on. Let's talk about that.
He had with the desk mic, with the Turner desk mic, with an Astro plane. I'm like, man, your daddy got all this. What's good? I hear I'm like, man, really? I say, you talking? Now I just hear him talking, blah, 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 and I imitate what I hear him saying. I'm like, what? So his dad found out how interested I was in it. He was interested in it as well. And he and I, we got tight, man, you know. But he always had more than me, you know what I'm saying? I had what I told y'all I had, and he had what his dad had. So, you know, he was talking, you know. But let me tell you something. If he's listening, he's gonna agree. Maybe he won't. But my dad, but I didn't know that my dad had gave my stepbrother a van that he had an amplifier in.
Okay.
Oh.
Yeah, my stepbrother never told me what he had in the van. I didn't care about that kind of stuff. Now I wasn't into that. You know what was in the van, and I just knew it was an old van. Mm-hmm. I said, man, what you doing on the CB radio? Yeah, daddy gave me that. I took that out of there, and he had this little thing in there. And I looked at it. It was a Palomar TX50, one pill.
Little stinger,
I
like a
said,
little one pill.
"Whoa, man, you're not gonna do anything with that. Let me get it." You know what I mean? And he gave it to me, bro. And like I said, my boy, he had an amplifier. I mean, now he didn't have an amplifier, but he had a big base station and whatnot. And I hooked that damn thing up to by then I got me a K40. I don't know if you remember, K40 has some trunk mount antennas.
I got one.
The curve thing.
There and you turn it
He
like
got one.
yeah.
You
Man,
coil it on. You
I think
snap
I still
it
have
off.
that antenna, man. But anyway, he I put it on the little trunk mount, and I put the little lip. There's a little lip on there, on that plate, and put it up. And I can't remember if I used a car battery or a motorcycle battery or whatever to power that thing. And I got my name called and Skip one day while he was talking, and he didn't get his name called. He was jumping up and down.
Damn.
Listen,
And you know it with a little 50.
you know what happened, right?
Ooh, it was on and popping after that.
Oh, he didn't like that. He didn't like that. He didn't like it.
Somebody-
He played like he didn't
somebody-
hear it.
Somebody's saying, ha, ha, ha. You talking about the trunk mount like a K40. Ha, ha, ha.
Hey,
So,
it was,
I can't see the name, who it is.
It was a good antenna though. But anyway, yeah, man, that's when I really like he kind of became he wasn't my enemy, but like it was a competition going now. You know what I'm saying? It was like, what's this?
This is how feuds are born, Jimmy. You see that?
All right, so that's how it
Fields of Dreams right here.
It's natural, bro. It's natural. You know, people get a little like, especially when you were doing better than them, and then all of a sudden now, you know what I'm saying? So it became one of those things, you know. And I never looked back. I just kept going, you know. He kind of got away from it, you know. And you know, that's my boy. I still love him, man. We talk. I've been trying to get him back on the radio. He needs to come back. If you're listening, bro, you need to get back on, you know, and do what I told you. You don't want to listen to me. Do what I told you to do. But anyway,
We can't talk about that. What'd you tell him?
well, no. I've been trying to get him back. No, we're not gonna go there. I laid out a blueprint for him so that he can get back on the band and do.
There you go.
Have some relevance. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
He don't have to, you know, go through all this and all that. He got me. I'm gonna help him out. But anyway, so after that, man, I just kind of just kept going on and on and on and on. Then I got me a Mobile, and that's where it really started. Like that when I talked on that, it was kind of like I would probably get my name called like once every blue moon. You know what I mean? And then when I took that stuff into the Mobile, when I got old enough, I was in high school playing ball. I was old enough to get a car and like put that Magnum mount, that K40, on the bumper of my car. I didn't put it on the trunk. I put it on the bumper. Back then they had those metal bumpers on the cars, and I had an Allen wrench screw, just kind of tighten it up right there, and that's when I really started talking, man. And
wow.
From there, bro, just every vehicle I got, I just upgraded. You know what I mean? I had a lot of old school cats in my area that I tell you what, I know y'all probably want to know how I got to handle Snoop Dogg, huh?
That's what we're waiting on. That's the $1 million question right there.
By this point, I had gone off to college, played a little basketball, came back home. It's 1992. I just did like 1 year out there in Florida. Came back. I said I'm gonna transfer and come to Louisiana, and I had me a Chevrolet Caprice Classic, right? So I kind of, when I was really deep in the balling, I wasn't playing with the radio as much. So I got the car, put the antenna on, and there was these old school guys that were like, they really didn't fool with me too much, you know what I'm saying? Because I guess I was ear plugging, you know what I mean? I was an ear plugger, you know. I ain't gonna lie to you. I was plugging their ears, you know. When they shoot and Skip, I'm, hey man, can you hear me? Blah 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 blah, you know.
He was that guy, Jimmy. Jimmy, he was that guy.
Yeah,
Yeah, he was that guy. We gonna forgive him. We gonna forgive him.
I was plugging in. Man, I was a kid, you know. I didn't know. I mean, so this one dude, I came on the radio. I come back to the radio, so like talking to these. I heard these guys talking local, and I had, you know, hey, what's up, man? Blah 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 blah. I had a real man conversation with one of the guys. He's like, "What they call you?" You know what I'm saying? Now, mind you, I go into Florida for a little while and come back. You know, they're not expecting me to be, you know, Doodlebug. I was like, push that to the side. Like, what's your handle? I was listening to some Snoop Dogg at the time, 1992. I say, Snoop Dogg, all right? Just out the blue. He's like, all right, yeah, blah, 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 blah. And we talked, blah, blah, blah. And that was done. I was drinking, but at this point, I had started partying and drinking, whatever. And I got on the radio like about a week later, and he recognized my voice. I keyed up and I say, hey, I can't, I mean, I don't want to put his handle out there because he don't even talk on the radio no more. I think he's a ham operator. But anyway, he said, another guy said, who is that? Who is that you're talking to? And he's like, oh, that's Snoop Dogg. I forgot I called myself Snoop Dogg that night. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So he pretty much like solidified that handle, because everybody else would call him Snoop Dogg. They were recognizing the voices like really good. Like I had a whole bunch of people calling me Snoop, and I wasn't even really calling myself Snoop anymore. So I became Snoop Dogg like that. You know what I mean? And shoot, man, that was it after that, you know. I started kind of meeting guys, and one guy wanted to meet me. His name was Brown Machine. He passed away a couple of years ago. He's probably the first real guy that I would say that was really doing some talking that actually came and that I actually met. And he came over there by my sister's house, introduced his wife to me. I was like, man, this CB stuff is that serious? Wait, you got your wife involved, and you know, and you got your, you know, people, you know, like he was explaining a lot of stuff to me. You know, he's like, hey, you need to come to one of the breaks and CP break. I didn't know it was that serious. So from that point, man, I was like really hooked to it. You know what I mean? And I started meeting a lot more people. You know, it was cool. Y'all got any more questions, man? I don't want to just be randomly talking.
I'm intrigued because we're actually getting the inception of Snoop Dogg. See, we got the Doodlebug down pat, and now we went to the next stage of I got your name Snoop Dogg. It's to me it's interesting. I don't know what you think, Jimmy, but I'm now when I got Snoop, that's good. I may remember Doodlebug and all that other stuff in the back of my mind when I talk to him.
I got three guys talking about, can I call in and talk to Snoop Ball? Fireball's one of them.
Oh, that's
Fireball, wild ass Fireball talking about, let me call in. I want to talk to my homeboy. I said, God damn, that was 20 minutes ago. Hey, but anyways, listen. The main thing that I want to know with a guy like you, because I know, and I want to get into that too, because I know you do a lot of stuff. I know you do a lot of experimentation out in the backyard. You play with different antennas. You built your own antenna. You've changed feed points. You do all kind of stuff. And a lot of people, they say, damn, Jimmy, I listen. I fucking listen. I listen to what people say. I just don't run my mouth, you know, and rat heel. I actually listen to what the source is saying. But the mentor side of it, who did you look up to? Who took time with you? Who put you on point? Who manipulated? Who played games with you? And who mentored you?
Man, I'm gonna keep it real with you, man. The whole time I was in my hometown, I had a lot of old school guys that were like, you know, very competitive. There was a guy by the name of Cool Breeze out of Lafayette, Louisiana. Nobody liked him because he was like the most powerful. He was the big boy in Lafayette. And nobody, like I said, he was the enemy. Like, you know, when you're the bad man, you're the man. People always trying to get at you.
Oh, yeah.
He didn't like them either. So
Mhm.
those guys would key on me a lot, you know, because I was a mud duck. You know, I mean, I was pretty much new, young. Damn Snoop, you know, cut it radio off. Sometimes, yeah, Cool Breeze stepping. Who's somebody just takes that. That was my boy.
I don't
Yeah,
have their
yeah.
name. I don't have their
Somebody
name.
said, yeah, that's what he used to say. Cool Breeze stepping. So anyway,
John Myers. It's John Myers. I don't know his handle. That's John Myers.
I don't know who John
Put
Myers
your
is.
put your handle in, John Myers,
Probably
so we get
Bayou Boy. It's probably Bayou Boy because
okay. 'Cause-
Bayou Boy knows Cool Breeze. He knew Cool Breeze. Cool Breeze was a bad man. Anyway, he didn't he had some enemies, right? So
It's Bayou Boy.
instead
It's Bayou Boy.
of him, look at that, that's Bayou Boy. Instead of him having to deal with his enemies, he helped me to get my game up. He's like, hey boy. That's how he used to talk to me, you know. New dog it out. You know.
You about to say some funny shit.
Boy. Come on, man. You cut hair, don't you? Don't you cut hair? And I used to cut hair a lot, you know. That's another thing I do. I cut everybody's hair. My boy need a haircut, boy. Once you come over to the house, I got something for you. All right. You want that thing right there? He had a Mako V5 Ace Mako ground plane, bro. That was the first time I ever seen that. Everybody had Antrons, Astro planes, and regular ground planes. I was like, what kind of antenna is that? I saw that little circle on it. And he's like, man, you want that? I'll tell you what. Cut your hand in half 4 times. And it's your antenna. That's how he talked. So I was like, all right, how am I going to get it to my house? Don't worry about that. Don't worry about that. So he took it down. He didn't disassemble it. We waited until late at night. He put the antenna on his truck. Why? I mean, like, laid it down on the truck, and he drove that truck down to my house, fully assembled, put it up, and he said, "Now go ahead, tear them boys' ass for me." That's what he told me. He was like,
That's some shit me and Jimmy would do, so don't feel bad.
He helped me get 10-8 at a young age. Bayou Boy know what I'm talking about. And I was giving him the blues, man, with that TX50, man, on that ground plane. And then another friend of mine, man, he like, man, I need a driver. I'll give you this Silver Eagle 350 for that Palomar 50. But he needed, you know, I was like, hell yeah, let me get it. So I got that from him, and that stepped me up some more. So it just kept going on and on. But to answer your question, I played around with that for a while until I got into the Mobile, and I was pretty much doing a lot of stuff on my own when I got my pickup truck. But I had 102 stainless steel whip with that Silver Eagle, and then a guy by the name of Black Lightning boat out of Louis Lafayette, New Iberia, actually, St. Martinville, somewhere. He sold me a 2-driving 4. It was an Alvin Stone. It was my first homemade box. I was like, damn, this thing doing some watts. I think that thing did about 500-600 watts. You know what I'm saying? On 12 volts, that was good. You know, with 20.
We earplugging like a bitch at this time, right?
Yeah, man. I wasn't earplugging at this point. I'm talking Skip.
Oh, you're talking. Okay, come on.
But you know what's crazy about it? Check this out. I used to jump up and down, hollering my handle. Never got my name called. 809 was in Jamaica at the time. He probably can attest to this. Jumping up and down, 809 ignored the shit out of it. A lot of times I know I probably had conditions. You know when you hear somebody? He never called my name. One day he told me something, and Skip, he probably don't remember this, but what he can attest to is he knows that I come a long way. And he finally told me this, like, probably about 2 years ago. He said, boy, Snoop Dogg, I remember you used to be jumping up and down when you was young, and you come a long way. Finally, you're able to get in my radio like I can talk to you, you know. But I didn't understand that, hey, these guys not going to talk to you. You're a mud duck. Somebody going to key on them, and you're going to, you know what I mean? You're not going to play the game the way it's, but you're not going to run the 5 right. You're probably not going to talk to your radio the way, because it's a game, man. talking on the radio is not just about speaking on the radio. You got to know what you're listening for. You got to know when somebody's mud ducking or when somebody's slow keying or when somebody's staying on the key long. You can't speak to the man because he's slow keyed and the other man got off the key and you heard the rest of what he said. You know, I didn't understand all that, you know, and make it seem like that man keyed on the first guy. You follow me? If that making any sense.
Yeah.
One man
Gotcha.
key up, the next man wait until he got about to get off the key, then he keys up, and you're listening for that. You hear the last part of what that man's transmit is. Now the other guy thinks he just got keyed on. That's not cool. So I didn't know that, and I understand that's why those guys didn't really want to speak to me because they knew I didn't know what the hell I was doing.
Yeah.
But to answer your question, I didn't really step my game up until I got off in college and I moved to Baton Rouge, went to school, and I met Big Daddy in the BYU. I gotta give props to him because he pretty
It's been a
much,
minute since I've seen him.
Big Daddy took me on.
You talking about the Amp Builder, Big Daddy? Mobile guy, AC Sky guy?
He builds now, but he was a Mobile guy.
Yeah,
AC guy.
Jordan, I think it is.
Yeah, Richard Jordan. Big
Okay.
Daddy saw me. Well, he heard me talking on the radio, and I knew who he was, but he was a big boy to me. So, but this is like in the 2000s. We getting into the 2000s, right? So he was like, Snoop Dogg, was that you that just passed me up in that black truck? I was like, yeah. He said, turn around. Meet me on such and such a parking lot. Because he heard me get my name called a few times, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, with the little 2 driving 4. He said he was amazed that I was talking so well, but I did understand. At this point, I didn't tell you guys. I started learning about cutting the coax a little bit, you know what I'm saying? Knowing a little bit about
tricks.
SWRs. I was getting the most out of that 4-pill, which I thought was the most. And he looked at my setup. He's like, man, you talking with this? Kind of made me feel a little bad, but I didn't tell him, you know. I was like, man. Like, man. I said, why you got 2 antennas on your truck? He's like, that's what you need. I was like, 2 antennas? He said, man, you don't understand, man. If you put a bounce back system on there, you get, you know, all your signals going, most of your signals going to go out the front of the truck. I was like, man, I didn't know what he was talking about, man. I'm to be honest with you. So I said, I got that. I got me a Wilson 1000. It was on the top of my truck at the time, you know, in the cab. I was like, I know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna take my Wilson, my 102 whip and just throw it in the back of my truck, and that'll give me another antenna. You know, that's the same thing he has.
It's a back door, yeah.
Yeah, I thought I was doing the right thing. I did that. And boy, let me tell you, that was the first time I talked to the West Side and the Blue Waters. It worked. It worked for me, to my like. I was happy. I was good. Big Daddy looked at that. He was like, Snoop, what you doing, man? That ain't right, man. That ain't right, man. He's like, man, you gotta set that stuff right. You know, blah, blah, when you gonna set it right. And one day he said, I know somebody got 2 antennas for sale. If you buy the antennas, if you decide you want to set your truck up, there was a guy by the name of One Way out of Mississippi. Gotta give him his props, because One Way had the same type of truck I had, and he was talking his. Y'all don't remember One Way out of Mississippi?
I don't remember.
I don't.
Man, One Way was bad, and he had like a 2 driving 8, and he was talking it. I was like, man, that's how I want to talk. He said, Big Daddy, like, let me show you how he has his antenna set up. And he told me about it. All he did was told it, and I painted a picture. And I was working at this company at this point. I had the guy make me some mounts. I still have those mounts. They sat up in the bed of my truck, the same height of the cab. Like if you looked at me from the front with those 2 antennas, you'd think I had a Suburban, because it was like I had a 79 Chevy GMC. Oh, it was a GMC. And Big Daddy got those in. Well, we got the 2 antennas. Big Daddy helped me set those antennas. He showed me how to do it, and I was like, nah, man, I don't like the way that looked. The stingers were this short, man. I'm serious. The stingers were probably this, from the 2 coils. It had 2 coils. The stingers. I said, I ain't gonna talk. And man, let me tell you something. First time I keyed the first key, when Skip started rolling, the first key. Yeah, 10 right on Snoop Dogg. Damn, man. I held them all down for about 30 minutes on that 4-pill.
You didn't know how to act after that.
Oh, I didn't know how to act. I called him. I said, man, I was wrong. I apologize. I'm sorry, man. You know, yeah. So Big Daddy was the mentor, man. He kind of helped me. He took me to the next stage. And
4-pill in the back seat, hot as a motherfucker.
Hot as I don't know. But look, I did have a fan on it. You know what I mean?
Well, you was better than me then.
It was behind the seat. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man. That's what really got me going. And he mentored me when it was necessary, when it was important. You know, he took me to the next level and got me deep into it, bro.
That's some good shit.
Mm-hmm.
Get you a drink. Get you a drink.
Yeah.
I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying it because you've seen everything.
We became good friends. It was like bigger than CB because I did a lot of other stuff as well. So at this point I'm starting to have a few little things, and we'd throw parties and everything, man. We had some good times. You know what I'm saying? So I got to give props to Big Daddy on that. Yeah,
that's some good. That's some good stuff. You know, I caught you in Pal Talk. We was in some shit that night. You was in Pal Talk. You was talking about stations and working on your station. The vibe that I get from you is you put a lot of time into your station. You put a lot of love into your station. You never really. I don't know what you're running or what you're talking on over there, but I have talked to you. I've listened to you in live, Skip, and Pal Talk. I've heard you in my own damn radio. I mean, you do your damn thing, bro. You know what I mean? You got your haters, you got your lovers. Everybody does, but you do your damn business.
Thank you, man.
What do you think the shape that the bowl's in right now? Where do you think the bowl's going, and what do you think it's going to become?
Well, that's a good question. I'm hoping that this hobby. Let me tell you what my idea was a few years ago. I was like, we are losing a lot of CBers, a lot of older CBers. So what I decided was, when I really started getting serious about the radio, then a lot of people are gonna probably understand where I'm coming from. CB radio really changed my life, and I skipped that part. I didn't tell you guys that that's one of the reasons why I went to college, and decided to do what it is that I do, because I really didn't know what I was gonna do. I was into nursing when I first went into college, and I met a guy that was in the military, and he told me, he was like, and this is for anybody that's young that's listening, because you never know whose kid may like certain things that may not know what they want to do with their lives. This guy, he was in the military. He was an electronics guy. He traveled a lot, had the company vehicle and all that stuff. He inspired me, and I said, man, how did you get that job? He's like, man, I went to I learned it in the military. I was an electronics technician, and I said, man, you got a damn good job, Now, mind you, I'm still kind of young, and he's like, I said, how do I get a job like this? Like, man, you go to school, you like electronics? I was like, I was talking to CB. He said, that's perfect. He said, do you like fixing stuff? I said, man, wire up. I could hook up all my stereo stuff in my cars and everything. It's like you can get you can go to the vocational school. Now this is on a whole nother level from the radio. It's like you can get an associate's degree in electronics. You know, if you really like doing this stuff, you know what I'm saying? And when he told me that, that's really what pushed me to the CB radio, and I mean to go to school for electronics, and then I got my associates
trade school,
and went on and got my bachelor's. Y'all can still hear me?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I ended up getting my bachelor's degree. I'm fast forwarding a little bit in engineering actually. So and I've always been a busybody, man. I work on everything. I do everything myself, man. I work on my own cars, everything. You know, this camper right here, I redid all that. You know what I'm saying? I didn't know shit about a camper. You know what I'm saying? I got it used, and I upgraded this Joker, you know, to what it is right now. And matter of fact, I just painted it. I never knew how to spray. Just did that. Long story short, the CB radio, it pushed me into my education. It actually got me out of trouble. It kept me solid. Real talk, like I could have
focused.
Done a lot of other things.
That's what it sounds like.
Yeah, I could have done. I could have done a lot of other things. You know, I got it. I'm from there. I'm from that area where I could have went that way or that way. That CB radio, the sports, the hobbies.
It saved your life. It saved your life.
It saved my life, man.
That's awesome.
And the real talk about it is that if there's any kids listening, man, if you like talking on that radio, man, get off into something that you enjoy. You don't have to do CB radio. I mean, engineering or electronics. You can do broadcast, anything, DJing. I don't care what it is, man. Car stereo. I don't care. You know, it can inspire you. If you like it, get involved into it. That's what I'm hoping the CB can keep doing, man. I hope the hobby stays alive so that way it can keep inspiring a younger generation. So a couple of years ago, what I tried to do was for the older people, I wanted to kind of give them something to do, because people get old, man. We're gonna get old one day, and we won't be able to do a lot of things that we're doing right now. So I was like, man, you know, I helped this guy with his antenna. Why don't you guys start coming up with like a breakfast every month? One weekend out of the month where, you know, even if the guy's not talking on the radio no more, you tell them about him, they can come in and sit down with you. It might set a fire in them. And
do something different.
Yeah, you know, they might just be sitting around the house thinking the CB is dead, but it's not. You know what I'm saying? And they get back into the game, and next thing you know, hey man, you know, they got more life. You know, they're trying to live. You know what I'm saying? Again, they're probably on their way to the graveyard. And even if you're on your way to the graveyard, why not go out and doing something that you enjoy? Bring the hobby back.
That's true.
Yeah, man.
That's true.
So it's like that's where I was. That's where I was at. So what I did, I'm gonna be honest with you, man. I'm gonna go ahead and throw some handles out there, bro.
Come on.
I started peeping game, right? I'm like, I'm not really a big Facebook kind of dude, you know what I'm saying? So I said, ice cream is. I'm gonna throw ice cream on. I'm gonna throw him out there. I said, ice cream is he always got them video games. I was paying attention to it, right? I wasn't talking much. I said, I can use him to kind of, you know, get this out on Facebook. And then I'm gonna go ahead and throw him out there. Me and him, we got a feud right now. But Mr. B in the Bayou Country. So
really? We know B.
Mr. B
we know B.
Messy, you know, I'm gonna tell him, Mr. B. No, I say what I gotta say. Mr. B kind of messy, right? So I'm like, Mr. B messy, so I can use Mr. B. And he knows a lot of people. And but I'm gonna give him a compliment. Mr. B has brought some guys to the CB radio. You know what I'm saying? He brought people to the radio. So I'm like, yeah, I can get him to get some other younger people, you know, get things turning. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know, I'll be sitting up here just kind of, you know, making it happen. And we had it going on right before COVID, man. We had the breakfast is going. People were starting to get around to it, and we would get on the phone and talk, have meetings where I'm background dude. You know what I'm saying? We were gonna start doing Lafayette. We were gonna start, running the Gulf Coast. For the guys like in Texas, if they didn't want to come all the way to New Orleans, we'll do Lake Charles, which is on the Texas-Louisiana border. It would bring the guys in Texas in. The guys that's in Lake Charles, we'd do Lafayette right in the middle of the state, and then we were gonna do Baton Rouge and New Orleans and bring some Mississippi guys in. So it was gonna kind of like stir the pot a little bit. It was getting there, and then COVID happened. So to answer the question, man, yeah, I would like to see this hobby come back alive. And you got what you guys doing, what you're doing right now. People got a lot of negative things to say about it, but I think it's good. You know what I'm saying? I think it's kind of stirring the pot, and you just never know what kid is really watching right now, man. And
well, the young kid that we had on the show, him and his dad. I mean, look at the young kid. I mean, what a great thing to watch. I mean, and he's got his own page, and he's doing his own thing, and listen, I haven't really talked about a lot of this shit. But you don't make assholes famous. You understand what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But when that young man come to the show, whatever that young man got from this show, and whatever he gained from 413, and whatever he gained from me, and then he went over there and he did his own. That's awesome. That's fuel in the fire. That's giving the young man some gasoline to go home and take off on. Yeah. But all the other stuff, you don't hear us talk about it or whatever. It just it's not relevant as far as we're concerned, So, but when you say like bringing young people into the game, that's what it's all about, because I got 4 boys. I helped my wife raise 3 of her boys, which became, the baby, the older ones, but the baby, I mean, hell, I raised him. I practically placed him in the radio room every afternoon, hoping that he would indulge in it, but he didn't. And you can't force it on young kids. Young kids are into iPhones and Androids and other shit.
The technology.
Yeah, technology. They don't want to pick up no damn walkie-talkie or no damn. My kids always probably say, "What's your kids say? Why you want to waste all that time doing that shit when you can just call you boy?" Just call you boy on the cell phone.
We're over there dropping them all. They're over there doing TikTok videos and shit.
Man, look, my kids don't do. Look, my kids, they hear me playing on that radio. They know I enjoy it. I got 2 older daughters that I coach. I pushed that basketball thing on them, bro, and they were real good. And when they got in high school, they played like the freshman year, and they didn't want to play no more. And I learned one thing. Don't force shit on them kids, man.
That's right.
And I got 2 little ones coming up. Man, I don't force nothing. Now, my daughter right now, she was one of the top. Actually, she was number 1 in the state for powerlifting at her weight. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
And I never asked her to do that shit. I never powerlifted before in my life. I didn't know they had that as a sport. And so I supported her with it. She ain't even no big girl, man. She like beautiful and she's small. I'm like, how the hell you got into powerlifting? So when it come to them kids, I don't
let them do what they do.
I just support them in what it is.
You just probably fed them positive stuff, but when they come up with something, I mean, it's at the end of the day, as long as it's positive and it's productive.
Yeah. My son loves the CB radio though. He knows all y'all, man. He be checking me out, like he's really into it, but I'm still not pushing that on him either. He knows not to go by that, They know all my kids know. Don't walk by that. You know what I'm saying? Don't even pass by that thing. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
by that.
And I know what he's saying by that. So my baby boy, I had a pair of 3s. I started off with a pair of 3s in the Mobile, right? So it was me, my wife, and the son in the back. And I think he was probably 7. And I'm riding down the road. This is just, a few weeks away from Comaway building 220s and putting in there, right? And I think we had I had the whole family out there. I have to tell you this. We had the whole family out there, and we were sitting on the levee dike, and me and 12 Gauge had a fight. We were going from Mobile to Mobile, talking up there to all them boys up there, Champ and all them guys up there, and Chicago. And
where were you? You were up on what?
I was on a levee dike. Elevation. I was about 30 feet up with a set of half waves, if you really want to know. Okay. So we're riding down the road. We'll make it quick because it's your platform, but I just had to tell you this because I get lost. I'm like you. I think we on the 21 rapping about some crazy shit, right? So we're riding down the road, and man, I had that Mobile would ride down the road. I could do 10,000 easy cruise, ride right down the road. Yeah, 89, ride down the road, 2 3s, talk 10,000. And man, let me tell you something. The guy that's got that box right now up in Connecticut, he probably ain't gonna like what I'm gonna tell him, but riding down the road, man, a key in 10,000, man. I was talking to Champ and them boys, man. Bluegill, Week 1 was out there with his goddamn badass Mobile at the time. Week 1, I loved Week 1. God rest his soul, man. I miss him. And man, that thing, it just right on the other side of the back seat from the baby's head, the 2 3s sitting right there, right? And that bitch went, pa, 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 pa. And man, I swear for the Lord, man, he opened the door and jumped out while we're riding.
Wow.
I promise you. It didn't kill him.
Oh, my God.
It scared him so bad, he opened the door and jumped out. My wife she stood up in the seat. She stood up in the seat. She said, "Oh, my God." I stopped real quick. He said rock road on him, skin up, all kind of shit. His ass was tore up. But he never got back in that damn Suburban again. What? He never went in my radio room.
Snoop, we trying to get kids to come to CB. Jimmy scaring them away from the CB.
Well, here's how I scare my kids. I all of them. I tell them how important, how dangerous electricity can be. I tell them, hey, you can't see it, you can't hear it sometimes, but it's very dangerous. I took some jumper cables. I did this demonstration to all my kids. I hook up the battery with the jumper cables. I say, you see this? You don't hear anything, right? You don't hear anything. You can't see anything. When I tap them together, bang,
fire.
That spark. That's enough to show them. I say that when you're playing around with these outlets and you're plugging these things up, these cell phones and this and that, you need to be careful. Anything can happen. If you feel heat, don't even fool with it. Let somebody know. Safety stuff. You know what I mean? Just to let them know that this stuff it'll kill you.
Let me see if me and you are on the same page, if we can relate, because I think me and you, we a lot alike. When I was a kid, I had found out that if you take a piece of 10 gauge wire and snip it off about 8-9 inches long and loop it around and stick it in the damn both 110 wall sockets, it'd light your ass up.
I never did it.
You never did it?
I never did it. You know what? But I did see somebody try it. And that's how I learned. I was in class, and this guy, he was bad, man. He was bad. He kept giving trouble. And the teacher put him in the corner. Get in the corner. Back then they put the kids on their knees in the corner.
Yeah.
And they put him right by the plug outlet. And he got
They do me like that at work.
Yeah, and he found a paper clip on the floor. Janitor probably didn't pass the dust mop right. He picked that paper clip up and stuck it in there.
Oh boy.
Wow. Yeah, bro.
I used to do that shit to my cousins, man. My cousins would come over because I come from one of them fucked up, dysfunctional ass husband left family. Daddy raising the kids, or the daddy done got drunk and ran off with Shirley, and the mama and the grandmama raising all the grand. I'm telling you, just dysfunctional shit. So all the grandkids was at my grandma's house, So we'd go down the hallway and we'd go play, We'd go in one of the bedrooms, go play, do whatever. Well, there wasn't nothing else to do. So I'd always get my cousin to stick car keys or something in the damn 110 wall sockets and just see what it would do to them. That was crazy, man. That's probably what's wrong with me now, if you want to know the truth. But it is what it is. So
No, man.
but
Any other questions, man? You know, I didn't touch on one of my things, and I think that's why I have so much fun with the radio, is that when I saw that first box that I got, it was an Alvin Stone. You guys probably don't know who Alvin Stone is.
I don't.
He was a guy out of Louisiana. He built boxes, homemade boxes. When I got that box, I was like, man, how this dude? What the hell is this? What's this? I opened it up. I was like, man, how did he do this? I was like, you know what? It don't even matter how he did it.
It works.
I am talking on something that this guy put together. And I was like, wouldn't that be an amazing thing to be able to put something together and you can actually use it and talk on it? So I said, maybe one day I'm going to be able to build something like, you know, a box or antenna or something that I can talk on and use it, even if it doesn't work that good. And you know what I'm saying? It was just like, that was one of my goals, one of my dreams. I met Applejack back in, he probably don't remember this, in the 90s. He was young. You know, Applejack's a little older than I am. He was building boxes back then. And I was like, everybody talking about Applejack. Like, man, I wonder how this dude do that. How did he make these? How did he make these boxes? So one day I'm gonna talk to him one of these days. I'm gonna get to know him a little bit. And you know, like I said, I'm throwing his handle out there because the man, he was one of those people that kind of he probably don't know it. I don't think I ever told him that, but he kind of inspired me because he was building boxes that people were actually keying up and getting their name called with. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, damn, bro, if I could just get to that point where I can build something that somebody else is talking on it, then I did my job. With that being said, that's when I started really like trying to figure out what it was that I really like about the CB radio. What is it that really gets me? And it was the antennas, man. It was the antennas. It wasn't the boxes. It wasn't the amplifiers. It was, you can take a damn piece of wire and talk on a piece of wire. I want to try that, you know? And I took a piece of wire and I tried to talk on it and I couldn't get 2 blocks down the road. But I didn't stop there. You know, I started reading. I worked with this guy. He was he was in the military. And in the military, they had this book. He told me he wanted his book back, but I never gave his book back, man. I'll be honest with you. That's why I like to write my name on shit, you know, like my chests, my chairs when I lend something.
Because you want to get this back.
Yeah. So he let me borrow that book. And I also had the stuff that I learned. You know, I learned some stuff in school as well. And I wanted to go to the most basic form of an antenna that you can find. And I wanted to know how the hell that stuff works. And I started reading about, you know, the dipole and the you know, the vertical ground plane and all that stuff, you know. And that wasn't enough. I wanted to know how the hell how did they figure that out? How did they know that, you know, this was gonna work, you know? And that's when I started learning, hey man, there's formulas for that stuff. It's formulas, you know. And if you use the formulas, you know, there's a derivative to everything. So you know, you can come up with a lot of different ways. If you know how to do math, which is something that I'm pretty good at, there's a whole bunch of ways you can solve a problem. Your way might be different from mine, but we still got it solved. You know,
that's right.
And that's one of the things that I teach my kids, man, how to look at things a lot of different angles. different parallaxes. Look at it all around. And I'm telling you, man, that's what did it for me. The antennas. And when I made my first dipole, I put it vertical. And I was talking like really good. Then I put it on the flat side. And I was like, damn, this thing is working. Then I said, you know what? I don't want to go too deep into it. I started experimenting with it. That's when I said, you know, I'm gonna build me a beam. And I'm trying to see who actually. Oh, I gotta give props. I gotta give some props. I was talking to my good friend Candyman out of the Bighorn state of Texas, and you talk about like a brother to me, man. And I said, Candyman, I want to build me an antenna, man. You know, I want to build me a beam. And he was like, you can do it, Snoop. I built my own beam. I said, how the hell you build that? He said, man, look, you don't have to go through all that. I got some schematics and this, that, and that. And he gave me the schematics. And, bro, I could have gotten any beam I wanted. I could have bought any beam. I didn't want that. I used his schematics to decide how I was going to build the beam that I was going to build. Candyman is a soldier for what he did. He showed me the first short 6-element beam. I was like, what? I didn't think a 6-element could be that short. And he was talking his behind. Matter of fact, I backed up and plugged. I had a Suburban by then. I backed up and plugged up my antenna, my Suburban to his antenna, because I used to travel a lot. I'd be in Beaumont, Texas, and lock the band down. I'm like, shit, short 6s ain't bad. It gave me an idea, so I was like, all right, build you a 2-element beam. I built me a 2-element beam, and I'm gonna tell you right now, bro, it was on and popping after that.
Was it?
Yeah, man, I was on a whole nother level, and it's so many people that did kind of have some inspiration on that to help me, like to push me. I can't mention everybody. I mean, but the major players were like Candyman. He showed me. Is
that the Candyman I used to sing? Candy?
Yeah,
is that him?
Yeah, that's him.
Okay.
Yeah.
Man, I haven't heard him in a long time.
He's back on the radio. I got him back on the radio. Listen. I'm gonna be honest. That's another thing that I do on the under.
Okay.
Our old school people, if you need some help, I'm coming to help you, bro. If I can help you, I'm coming down there to get you back on the radio because
get him back.
Come on. Yeah. Come on.
Yeah, man. I don't care what you need. You need some help. If I got some stuff over here, I'll give it to you. You know what I'm saying?
Bring that too when you come. When you come to my house, bring that too.
You're not old school yet.
Shit, I feel old. I feel old, and I need some help. So gather up that shit you got over there and come to my house. You can stay with me. I got 2 bedrooms. Pick which one you want.
Hey, I'm gonna say this. I've learned that you don't need to spend as much money as some of these guys spend. Now, with that being said, I don't need to spend it. Let me say that better. I don't need to spend as much money as a lot of guys spend because I spent my money into my knowledge and my education and the hard work that I put in. That's where my money is spent. That's where it costs me. Some guys they can't pay that price, so they'll pay it like this, which is cool too. Everything costs something, but you don't have to be rich to be able to be 10-8 and get your name called and be relevant on the bowl or anywhere on the CB radio. Because I don't just talk on the bowl. Sometimes I go talk on other channels. Motormouth Mall laughs when I say this, but I call them oddball channels. I talk on any channel and hold a conversation with somebody, and I don't have to run no watts. So let it not be so much competition, guys. Just get out there and enjoy your radio, man. Enjoy the hobby for what it is. So if I get keyed on, I don't care. I really just enjoy talking on the radio. It could be barefooted. If I can hold a conversation barefooted, I would. I mean, all day long, I would.
Well, that's where it should start.
Yeah,
that's where it starts. And I guarantee you, that when you built that antenna, I promise you, you're not going to sit here and say, Jimmy, when I got done with that antenna, the first thing I did was went in there and put a pair of 3s through it. You probably built that antenna and went right in there and tried to see where you could talk barefooted.
That's right. Everything I do that like that. Everything. That's why it takes me so long. They say I procrastinate. I had one technician say I bullshit a lot. Well, yeah, when you consider, you
I can show you 12 technicians that bullshit a lot.
Well, I get what he was saying. I do. I understand. He was building boxes for guys that key down, and those key down guys, man, they're for real. Like, I can't get into key downs, bro. You got to be on it every day. Dealing with a mobile anyway, it's a lot of work. You got preventive maintenance, a lot of preventive maintenance on mobiles. You can't come up slipping. You got to keep your truck running. Like, I give props to a lot of these guys that's in the mobile, man, because alternators, inspections on the vehicle, engine running, running hot, all that stuff, man. Like, wear and tear, especially if you got a pickup truck and you got those, you don't have like the screw-on type antenna deal with the coax. You got the wires exposed. You got to stay up on that because that shit gets kind of,
corrosion and everything. Yeah, it gets loose.
Oxidation and all that stuff gets on that, man. You better have your stuff together. Your SWR is constantly fluctuating here and there for no apparent reason, So it's a lot of maintenance. Voltage regulators, batteries, alternators.
It's a lot of shit.
Pulleys, man, that's some work, bro. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I'm not like that with that. But when it comes to the base station, that's why I got away from the mobile. I love the mobiles. I really wish I could just get out there and compete in the mobile. I won't be able to. There's too many bad boys in the mobiles now. I would like to get out there and get my name called every now and then, and I'm cool. But base station is really what I enjoy because it keeps me home. If I'm working on a project, I can pass by the radio, listen in, walk away from it, come back, listen in, walk away from it. With that mobile, you got to be sitting in somebody's parking lot.
That's crazy. For
hours, and that's some work, bro. You know what I'm saying? It's work, and that's why I give a lot of love to these guys inside the shootouts, bro. I know it ain't easy.
For sure.
You know what made me want it? I'll tell you what made me get out of the mobiles and get away from, because I'm still in love with them. I love them. But to Skip talk, not to shootout. But you hear Skip at your house. You get in the car. You go to your spot. There ain't shit.
Exactly.
There's nothing.
My spot.
Now you done set up. I ran beams. I played with the ride arounds. I played with the half waves. I played with the 5.5s. I played with the 2 watts. I played with the monkeys. I played with all that. You get out there, man. Now me and my wife, we did it together and we made a picnic out of it. Same spot every goddamn Saturday, 4 hours. How long you think she was down?
Yeah.
Maybe 5 or 6. Come 7, she's like, fuck it, I ain't going. You know what I'm saying?
You gotta go right.
It just, she's diehard. She's diehard. But even though she's diehard, enough was enough. She's like, hey, every time you tell us Skip's rolling, and she didn't know nothing at the time, right? Get in the car, baby, get in the car. But we get out there and there's like, baby, there ain't no Skip. She got tired of that shit. So just that was the thing for me. And that's when I had when we had the guys on the show, the Carolina Transmitters, we had them guys on here. The dedication that I've witnessed that they put in to tune in to antenna and all that shit that they have went through. Parking lot, day after day, changing motors, changing pulleys. And, you touched on a lot of good stuff. I've always felt like, from the heart, 2 things you touched on. If you can't turn wrenches and you don't have some mechanic background or knowledge with your own stuff, You don't need a goddamn mobile. You need to leave that mobile alone because you will. I don't care. You can have as much money as damn Drake, Jay-Z, and I promise you, a goddamn mobile will break you. It'll break you, man. It will break you.
Yes, sir.
You know. And another thing I want to touch on that you talked about. You can have as deep pockets as you want to have in this game, and it can buy you a ton of shit. They got guys right now that's on the bowl right now. They see something on Facebook, they suck it up, they snatch it up, they buy it up. They see a truck, they grab it. They see a box, they want it, they get it. They see a tech, they want to try, they buy it, they get them, they friend them. But guess what? Ain't none of that bullshit gonna make you 10-8. What you'll wind up with is a room full of shit that you can't use because you already fucked it up. Because you wouldn't listen, you were too hard-headed, and somebody tried to tell you something, and you shopped all over the damn world. There's a lot of stuff you touched on. I was just letting you go. I was letting you go. But there's another thing I'll tell you real quick, and I'm going to let 413 have it. But you said something about, what was it? You said something about technicians. I can't remember. I don't know. It'll come to me. But I don't know. You talked about so many good things, man, and so many great points you made. You don't even realize you made them. But me and the viewers and 413, we heard it.
Oh, yeah.
What I said about the text? I'm trying to think, man. God damn it, it'll come back.
It'll come back. Just like Jimmy said it. Just like Jimmy said, it'll come back. I think it was talking about you take too much time. Is that what you're talking about, Jimmy? About the text talk about Snoop waiting too long for something.
Oh yeah,
It might.
Yeah.
It probably was. Yeah, but the text, I know. I said 12. I said I can name 12 that bullshit you. They worried about us bullshitting them. But I know what it is. Window shoppers. The main point that you made. It's so important to get your education. Tire kickers. Because I got robbed. I had a dude rob me. I'm still a mud duck. But I had a dude rob me because I did not know. And the first thing I do when I see these guys coming and they say they got secrets, I laugh. Inside, I'm laughing because they ain't going to listen because they ain't gonna, you can't put them on game. Because dudes is coming to the game right now that's trying to hold secrets, they're fucking themselves. They don't even know it. You try to tell them that, but they trying to run around out there like I was running around out there trying to get some 8-250B box. When I came to the bowl, first box I wanted was an 8-tube 250B box. Don't ask me why. Okay. I found a dude that told me that he could put me an 8-tube 250B box together. I boxed everything up dude wanted, money and all the other shit, and sent it all to him. Okay. And I was getting to this point the other night when I was in Pal Talk, but I couldn't get the dude to co-sign the case with me when I was driving the case. But anyways, that's another story. We'll get to that on another day. But it's that type bullshit right there, man. I'm gonna leave it alone. But it's that type bullshit right there that you can't help everybody. Your heart wants to help everybody. But if you come to me and you're down and I'm up and you say, Jimmy, put me on game. I say, okay, bro, what you got? You lay it all out. I put you on game. I'll tell you this and tell you that. But you hang the phone up for me. Now I'm 10-8. You know I'm talking 10-8. That's why you called me. Mm-hmm. That's what you told me when you called me. You said, help me. I want to get to at least where you are. I told you what to do. You hang up and you call somebody else. 30 minutes later, you hang up from them and now you call somebody else. And that's what these dudes are doing, man. That's why a lot of these dudes can't be what they really want to be.
You know, that's okay. That's okay to call different people and ask their, get their input on things. If you are going to do the right thing with the information that you get. Yes. If you're going to sit up there and confuse yourself and tangle your brain, then what good is doing that? You got to already have some kind of basis of where you want to go so that when you get the information, you can line it up with what it is that you want to do. You see what I'm saying? Not just be so mechanical to where if this man say that that's what you do, that's all you're gonna do. I understand getting information from different people, but I've already had a foundation of what it is that I want to do. I want to take that information and put it on top of what it is that I'm doing. But I'm gonna let you know that before I start questioning you. You know what I'm saying? I'm not telling you, I'm not asking you to tell me what to do. You know what I'm saying? I don't want that. But like I said, it depends on who the individual is and what their motives are. If you don't know shit, and you asking me to guide you and I tell you what it is that you need to do, then listen to what I'm saying. But if you got some understanding of what it is that you want to do, and all you want my information for is help to get you where you want to go, then yeah, I don't care what you do after I tell you what it is that I'm telling you. But don't blame me when the shit, whatever it is that you got. I won't expect you to blame me, but don't try to blame me either. You follow what I'm saying?
No, yeah.
Yeah,
Clear as day. You got to be teachable.
Yeah, people like to try to use you as an excuse for why this shit don't work.
That's right.
Excuse my French, y'all. You know, I'm just being
No,
real.
it's true.
And I don't like that.
No, it's true.
Because that's why I don't do a lot of stuff for certain people. It depends on who you are. I'll help you, but not anybody. If you're gonna take my information, I'm gonna tell you straight up. Look, man, you can take my antenna, put it at your house. It might not work the same way that it's working at my house. You see what I'm saying? And I don't know what the hell you're gonna do when it gets to your house. You might cut your coax any kind of way, or you might have who knows what the hell you got going on over there when it gets to your house and it don't work. Now you're blaming it on me. But I've had that happen to me before. That's why I'm not doing anything for. You know what I'm saying? You got to be a humble person, or somebody that really, really is genuinely a good understanding person with some brains to know that everything is not gonna work like you may think it's gonna work. You might have to tweak some things and make it work. And hey, bro, that's one of the biggest things. And they like to blame techs for what they do wrong. I don't like that. I don't like tech bashing. I hate that. You know what I'm saying? Because if a tech tells you to run this like this, you need to run it like that. He built that damn box. You know, he knows he this is what he had on the bench when he did it. He showed you the watts. Take it to your house and go doing what you want to do, and it don't work, then blaming the tech. I don't like that. That's me.
Yeah. No, we've talked about that, many shows about that. You know, like 99% of all amplifier failures is pretty much the operator. You know, let me see if I get a little bit more. Let me tune it this way. Let me do this. Let me do that. It's usually the operator that messes it up. You know,
and then they lie.
Then they lie about it. Oh, I didn't do this. I didn't do that. But you know, there are some techs that cut corners here and there that do let the amplifiers fail. You know, after a little while, you know, we're gonna keep it honest. But if the amplifier is built right with some nice parts, heavy duty parts, 99% of the time it's the operator that fails. And getting back to your point about being humble and listening, see, there's a difference of how you learn stuff. You can have a guy that's cocky and arrogant and gets everybody's information, tries to formulate their own thing, which ain't nothing wrong with that. But you got to be kind of have that humble spirit to where, you know what, this guy been there, done that. I need to listen what he got to say. I'm not going to go, you know, and do my own thing and find out the hard way, because you're going to find out the hard way if you don't have that humble spirit and learning. So I agree with what you touched on.
Yeah.
I've been there, done that.
Yeah.
With Jimmy's head ready to explode over there.
And again, like I said, you know, if I call you 413, hey man, how you running this? How you like Ray Johnson?
One pill.
Ray Johnson.
It's one pill.
One pill. I call one pill when I first really started getting deep, because I knew what I wanted to do. I was like, man, I got this damn 4-element beam in the tree, leaning. I had the pole. It was on a pole, leaning against a tree, strapped up around, with some rope strapped around the pole so that it didn't, you know, the wind don't knock it down. That was my guide wires. I had no guide wires. The antenna I cut a half like a pie shape out of that tree, man. They didn't have no leaves, so I could pull the antenna up. You follow what I'm saying?
Yeah, you went through it.
A full tree, so you cut a piece of pie out of the damn tree, so you can
So you
lay
fit
the
the antenna through there.
You know what I'm saying? I climbed the tree and pull it up. I said, nah, man, it's too hard to work on stuff. You talking about you want to experiment with antennas and this and that and the other. You got to call 2 or 3 people to come out to help you to lay the antenna down. That's
crazy.
That's getting too hectic. You got to come up with something better. So I started stacking tower sections. I called Ray Johnson. I didn't know anything about a thrust bearing. Ray Johnson, he sat me on the phone. He was on the phone and he told me, he was like, bro, you got to find the inner diameter and the outer diameter of this and blah, 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 blah. He was talking and I wasn't understanding him, like, for real. Like,
all you was hearing was like, blah, blah, blah.
But I just wanted to hurry up and get this. Let me just hurry. Just tell me what I need to do. Hurry up and do. He's like, nah. He slowed down. He slowed me down, man. And he's like, this is what you need, Snoop. He made sure I understood before he let me get off. Yeah. Now, I did it my way, but when I had an understanding of what he was talking about, I was like, oh, I get it. Yeah, all right. So he was good, man. He was one of those other guys. Cool. There's so many people, man. God, dog it, man. I just jumped out and started doing what I do, man. You know, and Prime Minister, I called him when I'm gonna give some more props. I had been designing these antennas with straight formulas, bro, on paper. Every antenna that I did, up on even this antenna that I have up right now, I did a model of it with my formulas first, and then I talked to Prime Minister. I was like, hey man, look, I've been going in Power Talk, popping in and here and there, blah blah blah. I know he don't mind me talking about this. I was like, man, I don't know how many dBs I'm actually, my antenna actually, I don't know if it's good or I just went off of what the formula say it should be. You got a program, don't you? Can you plug this in for me? And let me know what you come up with. Yeah, no problem, Snoop. He did it for me, bro. And he sent me the numbers back. And I was like, man, this is a piece of shit. You know what I'm saying? But I'm talking.
You broke your heart with the numbers?
No, seriously. Like, I'm talking my ass off on this 6. It was a 6 that I had done. But I had gotten to the 6 element at that point. He's like, Snoop, what you talking about? I was like, man, I don't like them numbers that I'm seeing. He's like, Snoop, what you expecting to see, man? You own frequency. Your pattern looks good. Everything looks good. What are you talking about? I was like, I don't like the DB game. He was like, man, don't be believing all that stuff you hearing about those DB games, about these antennas. Mama touched up on that a while back when I watched your show. Like 17, 18, 19 DB gain. Come on, man. So I didn't, at the time, I was expecting mine to be a few more dBs higher than he showed me. But it's like, Snoop, you good, man.
You're just disappointed on the numbers you saw. That's all.
Yeah, I was mad, bro. I told him, I was like, this is bullshit. Something like that. I replied to him, And I said, man, I wonder if I can tweak this. And he kind of like, yeah, man, get your program and blah, 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 and start fooling with the program. I said, I do have a program. It was an EasyNet. But what I didn't know was that I had a limited version. So I was able to tweak my 4 element, that the spec that I had for my 4 element. But when I tried to tweak the 6, it was, they had to, like, I had too many segments. So I was lost. I was like, man, some gotta give, I was like, and I called one person, bro. I called 73 in the Bahamas. And 73, he was like, Snoop Dogg, let me tell you something, man. I can't teach you how to use this. And I had COVID at the time, so I was like, all right, I ain't doing shit. Matter of fact, I did my COVID quarantine in this camper. You know, I didn't want to be around my family, you know what I'm saying? So I stayed in, you know. So I ain't have nothing to do. I was like, man, it'd be a good time to do some reading and, you know, get caught up on stuff. And 73 was like, look, man, I won't be able to show you how to do it. If you got any understanding of this stuff, try it. And if you have any questions, give me a shout. I never had to call 73. Let me put it to you. I never had to call him because I read everything about it, bro. And when I came out of that COVID, I had a new design for that antenna that you see that I showed you. And ever since then, I just been kind of tweaking it and doing different things to it. You know what I'm saying?
Nice.
By that program, he gave me the program. I forgot to tell you that part. He's like, Snoop, I'm gonna give it to you. He gave it to me, and he's like, yeah, man. So I love 73, man. He was like, he told
Great
me
people.
He's like, if you ever start building antennas for people, do not shortchange them. I was like, what you talking about? He's like, if you're gonna do something for somebody, give them the best that you can give them. Don't do that, man. Don't hold them back. And there's a few people out there talking on my antennas. I don't like to broadcast and say, but there's a few people talking on my couple of antennas that I designed, and they're tearing some ass right now.
Nice.
Straight up.
Nice.
Yeah. So I mean, somebody blessed me with something, so I'll bless. And I've given people antennas. I've had some antennas, and I know a guy might be, you know, on a fixed income or whatever, man. You know, might not be financially
helpful.
able. I'll put something together. It might not be the best materials, but it's gonna talk because it's got the spec that I put together. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, they're talking too.
There's a lot of guys, believe it or not, man. There's some folks out there talking on the bowl right now thinking they antennas has got 30 dB gain.
Man,
I swear I done heard it in my own damn ears. Some bitch called me up talking about, man, you can't top this, Jimmy. I said, what you got? I said, man, I got this one right here. This one's over the charts with a dB gain. I said, what kind of dB gain you got? I'm thinking 11, 12, 13. This son bitch said 30 dB gain. I said, God damn, you need to leave your family and marry that beam. Don't even come back in the house no more.
Bro, I've heard some.
Need to sleep with that beam.
I've heard some wild stuff. I've had guys send me after I started understanding, you know, the pattern, the takeoff angle and all that stuff. Guys are saying, oh man, I got an antenna that's doing 17 dB gain, and they send me.
That shit's hilarious. You're gonna make me bust out laughing.
Hey, look, y'all send me y'all stuff. I might not be talking about you, but anyway, if I am, it is what it is. All these dB gains, but look, the pattern is all over the. I'm like, what the hell?
Skewed.
Back door wide open. I'm like, man, no. I didn't knock them because sometimes you don't want to say certain things to certain people, man. Certain people don't take things the right way.
Yeah, they'll take it lightly. Yeah.
You know, I kind of ease it up. You know, you know, there's some better ways to do certain things, and I'll leave it at that. You know what I'm saying? Some people don't want to be want to hear certain things about this stuff, bro. You know.
Well, reality has always been a problem.
For some.
But a hard head will make a soft ass. That's what my grandmama always said.
Yeah.
You know, so hey, a lot of great things have came out of this. I mean, look.
Yeah, man.
I mean, you've touched points. I mean, wouldn't you agree, 413? This guy's touched points that he don't even know he's touched on tonight. You know.
I'm just trying to.
Well, he's over there worrying that he's saying too much with his history, but I enjoyed every step of the way coming up to this point. I don't know about you, Jimmy, but I enjoyed everything.
Oh yeah, whole show. Ain't no damn doubt about it. It's been a blessing to have you with us, man. It's been. Hey, man. I want to ask you one thing because we're 3 hours and 15 minutes and 57 seconds into this deal. But I want to ask you, where the bowl currently is right now, where do you see the bowl winding up in 5 years?
Man, I told you that's a hard question. Let me see. I think it's gonna be good, man. I think if we can, it's gonna take acts of how we handle what we're doing. It's some of it is our responsibility. A matter of fact, a lot of it is our responsibility. I think you guys have done a good thing with what you're doing right here. I don't know all the rules of what it is, like with the how y'all doing that, like the champion
Competition?
Yeah, competition. Yeah, I don't know all that. I haven't been paying too much attention to that, man, because
there's not but like 3 rules. It can't, that shit can't get no simpler.
Let me tell you, man. You know, some people may not understand what it is that you guys are doing. I'm gonna tell you right now, you're not gonna make everybody happy. As nice of a guy that I can be, or as humble as I can be, or as open or as closed I can be, I'm gonna piss somebody off regardless. So don't expect everybody to be happy with what it is that you guys are doing.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. They're not, you're not gonna make everybody happy. So what I'm saying is, just keep doing what you're doing, because it is stimulating our hobby. It is. I bring swagger to. I believe in being a freestyle. I've been having a gift for gab since I was young. I just get out there and talk on the radio and have fun, and I try to put a smile on somebody's face, you know. And at the same time, I can get real silly sometimes, but I don't mean no harm. But that brings a little bit frustration to some people, that it actually, to the point to where it actually makes them want to kick my ass on the radio. And that's good. They think I'd be mad, but I like that, because
competition,
stimulating the hobby, man. Like when Controller came in there and talking that stuff, I love it. I love it. Like, you know, it's like the wrestling back in the old days when people get up there and talk that shit. Ric Flair and all them guys, they put that little push into it. Yeah, man. That's
me and you talk.
Be all right, man. If we do our part.
Absolutely, man. That's a great answer. And you know, you contributed. You're really good. I like the way you talk. You know what I mean? Me and you kicked it a lot of times and laughed. And man, one time he passed a 5 on somebody, I couldn't even talk. I was laughing so damn hard. But you know, that's what it's about. You know what I'm saying?
Big Bull. That was Big Bull.
Big Bull, yeah. We just try to stimulate the hobby. Exactly. You nailed it. You know what I mean? Some people ain't gonna like it. You know, we had our little issue with some people but like you said, not everybody's gonna be happy. But I like the answer that you come up with, you know, and share with the viewers and us that on how you feel what the bowl's gonna be like in 5 years. If we just keep everybody doing, you know, plugging in little by little, everybody does their little thing. I think the bowl is here to stay. You know, with the young cats coming in, listening, and guys like yourself, you know, sharing your history and how you came about, you know, to the Snoop Dogg from what was it, Doodlebug?
Doodlebug.
Doodlebug. You know what I'm saying? There you go. Doodlebug. Isn't that Huggy Bear? That's Huggy Bear, ain't it?
No. It was a guy, man. I'm telling you, it was a pimp, man. Oh,
I'm gonna look it up.
He was a dealer.
You know what's gonna happen, right?
He's like a drug.
Yeah, I'm gonna be googling that shit when we get off the show.
No, you know. On a real note, you know what's really gonna happen.
Doodlebug Simpkins. He was on Cleopatra Jones. It was one of those black movies from back in the 70s.
Okay.
And as a kid, I saw that movie, and I always liked this character. I don't know why, but as a kid, I liked this character, man. And I said, that's my handle. You know what I'm saying? Look him up. I'm telling you, bro.
You know what's coming at 7 a.m. in the morning, right?
Oh, they're probably gonna be calling me that on the radio. That's
Doodlebug is reborn again. You're gonna have to fuck somebody up at the next function. That's what's going to happen. Because somebody who's got a secret beef with you, they gonna start jacking with you. That's what people do, man. C Beers is something serious, boy.
They're ruthless. They're
They
ruthless,
better
bro.
have it on their mind,
Ruthless.
because I'm gonna tell you, I can't rehearse shit. Everything I do on the radio, what I say,
On the fly.
there's no telling what's gonna come off, man. Because they better be ready, man. You know what I'm saying?
I tell people all the time, they say, why you say that about me? I say, I ain't say shit about you. What are you talking about? No, you did. You said that about me. I said, bro, slow down. I said, you said it 7 days ago, you damn self. I said, all I did was a listening ear that didn't care to repeat it.
Yeah.
I said, I didn't say shit. I said, you said it. I said, I was just sitting in the room listening to you say it. I said, stop that lying now. Watch that line, goddammit. I said, because I'm listening.
I heard you say that in Power Talk one day. I was just copping the mail. You said,
That's it.
Man, you said that you everything, a lot of the things you throw at people is the same things that they said. And
It's the same shit they don't say it.
If they can't say it twice, then that's on them. You know?
Somebody wrote something in the text while you were talking. They said, sound like Jimmy talking from experience. 99.9, when I'm talking serious shit, being robbed and doing this, and everything is from experience. If you don't talk from experience, I mean, what are you learning? What are you talking about? What are you doing? You're just wasting air. Yeah. You know, everything, good and bad. I share it. I share it all. I used to be that guy. I would hang up the phone with you and call 413. I'd hang up the phone and call this person. That's why I tell somebody that shit's not going to work, dog. Yeah. It don't work. You want to be 10-8? Hang out with people that's 10-8.
That's right. There you go. If I'm talking.
Surround yourself with people that's running 20,000 watts if that's what you want to do. Why the hell you want to hang out with some dude that don't know nothing no more than 500 watts? Okay, he might be a 10-8 dude, but that dude can't put you on game about 20,000 watts. Because if he ain't never ran 20,000 watts, what are you going to do? Tell you some shit he done heard 249 say in Power Talk? He don't even know what 249 said in Power Talk. He just knows what he heard. So now he's trying to come repeat that shit to you. He ain't never ran 20,000 watts, bro. So you can't listen to nobody like that. So yes, I speak from experience. You know, and I really appreciate a lot of shit that you brought. I'm telling you, I'll put you on game about it later, but you said a mouthful more than you even think you did.
Really?
Oh yeah. Well,
I'm gonna tell you,
just float it out.
You what you just said right there, bro. I have to agree with you, man. Like, I'm not gonna if I wanna build antennas, I'm not or let's say, for instance, there's a guy. I get my name called. I can go key up right now. I'm serious, like, for real, man. I talk. I'm not bragging. I know I can get out there and talk. Mm-hmm. You want to talk, or you want to not get your name called? You gonna listen to this dude that never gets his name called, or you gonna listen to me? Mm-hmm. As simple as that. It's like making money. You gonna listen to somebody that's broke? Now, you can learn some shit from somebody that's broke. You can learn how to not be broke. You know what I'm saying? But if you want to have money, and this man has money and he knows how to manage his money, I want to talk to that dude. I don't want to talk to the dude that can't even manage his goddamn money. Straight up. Mm-hmm. I mean, but you're gonna learn a lot more when you run across the motherfucker that's had money and done fucked his money up. Yeah. And somehow he got his money back and he started over again. Now, them's the people you want to watch. Right. You see them guys got money. They go buy all these Mercedes. They go buy all these big houses. They got all these chicks trailing them around. They got all these big things. They got all this shit happening. They go broke. You see them at their uncle's funeral. And they pull up riding with somebody else. Yeah. Then 3 years later, they back on top. Now they don't want to leave the house. Now they got a bullshit ass little hybrid car. They this and this and this, and they trying to conserve and save. They don't go nowhere. They ain't doing all that shit because they know that's how they got fucked up. They got off rhythm and they jacked their money up. Yeah. Money that comes fast spends fast. That's right. Hard money that you go get,
You ain't trying to get off that ass and give that money up so quick.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Real talk.
No. So that's just how it's always been for me. But
For
listen,
good
man,
team.
we got to jump.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We
man.
got to jump. We got to jump. Hey, you part of the family. You know, this day just shooting the shit and hanging out now at this point. But listen, but that's the real deal. People say, I gotta whisper, say, Jimmy Swagger, you full of shit. In your opinion, you might be. You might think I am full of shit. But you know, people who really know me, they know me. They know me. Problem is, I come off wrong to people because I'm too real. That's the problem. I'm not keeping quiet to appease you or your feelings. So
Let me tell
that's
y'all
the difference.
something, man.
Yeah, man.
I wouldn't even
I appreciate it, bro.
I wouldn't
Snoop.
even entertain that.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
But
no shit.
man, I learned a lot tonight. Man, every show we do, we learn something new, Jimmy. Don't hang
You
out with a
learn.
broke person because you're gonna be broke.
Well,
If
yeah,
a
man.
mud duck ain't getting his name called, don't call him for advice. Man, I could go on, the list could go on all day.
It's some true shit. A lot. I mean, how you gonna sit around and talk about you want to be 10-8, but you hanging around with 2PO? You hanging around with 2PO people? They running 10 gauge and shit or whatever gauge you hook the. I don't even know what gauge wire you hook a goddamn 2PO up to.
Let me say something. And I want to clarify myself. I want to make sure you guys understand what I'm saying. And when I say you guys, I mean everybody that's listening. I'm not saying that you got to kiss somebody's ass. No, I don't kiss ass. Anybody can see me wherever y'all see me at breaks or whatever. I don't run up on nobody. Like y'all saw me in New Orleans, I was chilling. Mm-hmm. That's how I rock. Everywhere I go, I'm chilling. I don't run up on nobody because they got a name or they because I heard that they got this and they got it. Nah, I don't get on like that. I deal with sometimes it be guys that really don't even get their name called on the radio. But I'm not looking for that. I'm looking for realness. But when it comes to trying to get better at what it is that I'm doing on the radio, that guy don't know about that. This guy don't know. He don't know. Now watch where I'm going with this. Just because that guy does know, if he ain't real, if he ain't cool, if we ain't got no connection, I don't want to talk to him. He can keep his information. I don't want to know because he's full of shit. But if you real and he got information and you don't mind talking to me, I'm down with him. You know?
Yeah.
If I'm talking to a dude that really ain't getting his name called, like talking about it, or he just a dude that's really trying to get understanding about the game, I'm down with him. And he ain't trying. I'm not trying to get that type of information out of him because I know he don't know that. But I'm not gonna cut him off because he don't get his name called on the radio. He's still my boy. We still cool. I'll still talk to him. I'll help him. You know. But in life, he's helping me in life on some real shit. You feel me? He might not be contributing to my CB acceleration.
More important things.
Yeah, man.
Not to interrupt you, but you said all this. I got a guy on hold right here, man. This guy right here, real quick. I told this cat chopper, I said, make this shit quick now. Hey, but this guy right here, I'm supposed to let talk to you, man. This guy's your biggest fan, I think, man. This guy. Hey, Fireball, come on, talk to this man, Fireball. You about to lose your goddamn mind, Fireball. Come on, Fireball. Hold on, Fireball. Hold on, Fireball. Let's go. Go ahead, Fireball.
This is my idol. This is my idol. This is my idol. This is my idol. This is my idol.
Okay, well, calm down. You done hugged him 7 times. Now tell us what you want us to hear, Fireball. Come on, Fireball. Get it together now, damn it. You get it together on that radio. This just like that radio.
Okay, all right. I got this. Okay. Well, you know what though? Snoop Dogg's right. Okay. If you know he's laughing his ass off because he knows I'll be out there.
Y'all got some inside shit going on that me and 413 and these viewers don't know nothing about. Is that what we got?
Yes. Okay. I'm going to tell you. Okay. Come on. You guys got a little bit of time. I'll tell you a little bit of time because we're laughing our asses off right now. But you don't know what's going on. Okay. I'm going to tell you what's going on. Right. So one day we were talking on the radio. Right. And some guy, I don't know who it was, but he cut Snoop Dogg's radio off. And he said, I told him, I said, man, Snoop Dogg, that's con picking. I don't know who it was. He cut
God damn it, tell us who it was. You already know who it was now. Come on now.
Okay, I don't know. I might have been. I don't know. I'm not positive. I don't remember who it was. I don't remember. Anyway, I don't remember exactly. And I said, man, Snoop Dogg, this guy come out there and cut your radio smack off. So anyway, a couple of days later, right, I'm over there. Snoop Dogg's out there. He's got that all down, right? And he's got my radio. I mean, it's buried in the corner. I know I got his radio. I'm like, Snoop Dogg, you don't hear anybody in your radio. And Motormouth Mall was talking to him at the time, right? Okay. So I'm like, you don't hear that Motormouth Mall. You don't hear that Motormouth Mall. And he goes, well, I'm going to do it like Fireball does it to me. I'm going to do it right now. He goes, man, Fireball, Motormouth Mall just cut your radio smack off. I was like, what? That's it, man. This is bullshit. You shouldn't be doing that. You shouldn't be saying that. And he goes, I don't know what to do, Fireball. But hey, you did it to me, man. You did it to me. I was like,
Goddamn guys off the game.
this is wrong. Well, anyway, all right. Anyway, we were doing this for 43. We were both talking to 43 in the Bahama Islands. Man, he was playing his shit back. And we were both doing the same thing. He was like, man, man, you tell that Fireball I cut his radio smack off. I was like, you tell that Snoop Dogg I cut his radio smack off. I'm going to tell you something, Snoop Dogg. Get ready. I'm ready. But
I got you.
Hats off to my friend Snoop Dogg. I didn't know that you knew Bayou Boy. What did he say?
I got you back today.
Hold on, I got to put my earphones back on because there's a bunch of like time things.
Yeah, because we doing some bootleg shit. We doing some bootleg shit right now, Fireball. Fireball, you done showed the whole damn world that who your goddamn hero is, and that's Snoop Dogg in the Bayou. But that's some good shit.
I mean, look. I'm his campaign manager. Look. When this stuff comes back, I'm his campaign manager. I think this guy can win. I think he can win.
All right, Fireball.
I think he can win.
He says he heard you, Fireball. He thinks you gonna win. But you know what, Fireball, you got to stay off that goddamn radio where Skip can leave from over there to where we can get on with the goddamn competition.
He's still there right now. Look, listen. Dude, they're still calling me right now. Dude, they're still calling me. Dude, if I shut up all over the podcast, I could still be talking on the radio.
Okay, Fireball, when you handle that damn, we live, Fireball. Fireball, you take care of that Skip, Fireball. We gonna take care of this podcast. Hey, put it on you later, Fireball. Tell your homeboy you out.
I love Snoop Dogg. I watched it all.
10 Roger. All right, good copy, Fireball. We'll put it on you later, man. Be safe, be blessed.
Hey, man.
All right. Hey, that dude right there is raw, ain't he?
You know what I like about Fireball? I do not have to touch the microphone, man, and I can just sit down and laugh. My wife told me, "What's wrong with you? What you keep laughing? What you keep busting?" I was laughing at Fireball. Fireball is entertaining, man.
Oh yeah.
They can say what they want. That dude is entertaining, and for me to laugh because I talk a lot of smack, bro. For me to be sitting up there crying, he has me crying laughing sometimes, man.
Oh yeah,
I like
everybody on
the makes me laugh. I
tell
tell Jimmy when he talk, he talk like angry. He's like, you got your radio cut off, Snoop Dogg. He sounds like angry.
Just like right now. He takes that shit. That's Fireball. That's how he's like, God damn it, 413. He just cut your radio off. Fireball's gone. And I mean, he's all in it, full effect, you know.
Let me tell you, I'm gonna tell you my side of the story of why this little inside thing Fireball and I have. I'm like, man, I talk my ass off, and I go to Fireball's video gates. He don't have any gates in me. So I'm like, every gate that I hear that he does, let me take that back. He doesn't have many gates at the time. He didn't have many gates of me, but the ones that he did, he might hear me in his radio. Oh man, I heard Snoop Dogg, he cut his radio slap. Oh man. I'm like, this motherfucker running bogus files on him. So now wait a minute. Now, at first, I was starting to feel some type of way. Then I was like, you know what? You can have some fun with this. You do him the same thing, and y'all have fun with it. And that's what we've been doing. And when I heard him on the radio, I said, man, I don't never hear no gate. Yeah, I do have gates to you, Snoop Dogg. When I explained to him why I did him the way that I did him with Motor My Mom, he said, yeah, I do have gates to the guy. I said, yeah, because all the gates you got up there, I'm getting my radio cut slap off. So every time I hear you, somebody cut your radio off, I'm doing you the same goddamn thing. And every time we talk, bro, we have a good time. So, you know,
that's good shit. It's funny shit.
Yeah, man.
That's good shit.
And
the guys can say what they want. And you know, the haters are going to do this and they're going to do this, but Fireball's got his own way of talking. He's got his own style, and the same as I do, same as you do, same as everybody does, right? But one thing, he ain't no 410 Roger right on. He's got some conversation.
Yeah.
And he's going to show the gate. He's going to gate. He's going to show his gate, win, lose, or draw, if he got his ass whooped. And if you pay attention to what Fireball says, Fireball will admit when he gets his ass whooped.
Yeah.
He will admit it. So it is what it is. Snoop Dogg, man, God bless you. May God keep you, man. We got to jump. We got to run. You talk to you. You look at what you done, man. Look at what you done. Man, you got guys out there, man, that you're touching their lives, you're touching their spirits, and you're giving them energy. And it's a great thing what you're doing. Keep it up.
Thank you, man.
And we got a couple things we got to touch on, me and 413. And look, couldn't have done it without you. Your platform, your show tonight, my brother. You and my homeboy Iron Horse 125 in the Lakes.
Let me know if y'all need me back, bro. Just holler at me. Y'all know where I'm at.
Good copy. Good copy.
Sure will,
Take
bro.
care,
Appreciate you, man.
No problem.
Bro. Right, bro.
All right,
there you have it, guys. That's Snoop D-O-double-G. Snoop Dizzle. Man. Long show, but a great show, bro.
3 hours and 38 minutes. I got a text talking about, Jimmy, I ain't never watching your show again. I'm not doing 3 hours. Well, you know, I'm gonna tell you like I told somebody else. Dude called us up. Dude called us up and he said, "Oh, the show's too long." I called 413. I told him, I said, "Yeah, you know, what's his name said the show was too long." Look, I tell you just like this. I tell 413, it's our show. We sit here until 2 o'clock in the morning if we want to. If you don't want to watch it, turn the bitch off and go watch something different. So hit the announcement real quick and let's putt.
The announcement. Okay, well, we're not gonna have a show next week because we got it's the cow pasture. So out of respect for the break, anytime we have a big break, we're not gonna do the show. Well, let me see. We got Brown Hornet's gonna do a continuation of the discussion we had earlier about the key down. I think he's going to go live after we get off there. So if you guys want to shoot over there, and also Prime's Room, if you want to plug Prime's Room real quick over there, Pal Talk, everybody's probably going to go over there. A lot of people are going to go over there at the after party too. What is that? The Super Bowl bosses. What is it called again?
Man, let me see. I call that room. I've been in that damn
Minister's house.
Minister's house. Super Bowl bosses. I call it Prime's Room. If you've been around the game and the band and you don't know where Prime's Room is, man, I do not know what to tell you because there ain't nobody new coming into this game.
That's true, but there'd probably be somebody here trying to figure out what the hell we talking about, So
Minister's
check that out. Check out
House Super Bowl bosses on Pal Talk.
That's on Pal Talk. If not, check out Brown Hornets thing. And like I said, we're not going to be next week. We're not going to have a show. I'll probably do a live video over there from the shootout grounds because it's gonna be spicy. It's gonna be some good stuff over there. So I'll probably go live over there. And what else? We got the break coming up. I want to do it for Iron Horse 125 because he contributed to the show. So they're gonna have that the mini mall droppers, the Grand Rappers. I put that flyer on the podcast page. So if you guys go check it out, the whole flyer is there with all the information July 6th through the 9th. Other than that, that's it, man. Brown Hornets going live. Minister House Super Bowl bosses. Shout out to Paul Harold, the 101 Yezu guy, doctor. Who else, Jimmy?
You forgot about where we're switching to. Well, what else? we got this thing streaming so many different places, but we just picked up another place where we're going to stream now, and it'll probably be a lot easier for a lot of well, some of the viewers. You know, some of the viewers don't do Facebook, some of the viewers don't do YouTube, and some of the viewers don't really, you know, they're not Facebook savvy. So, what
Oh,
the
you talking
producer
about the
hits you
Surge
up with?
TV?
Talk about that, yeah.
Yeah. Our producer Bobby, he got a couple of YouTube pages, and we also streaming actually about 3 YouTube pages. We got the podcast page, the Big Hammer competition page, Super Bowl 6. Now we're on Surge TV. That's YouTube, and it also we're appearing on Amazon Fire TV. So it's expanding. It's a CB hub. It's a CB hub. Yeah, we're expanding, man. So
The CB world is
we're
growing.
just like Jimmy Swagger says when he's on the radio, you're gonna see us on the PC, the CB, and the damn TV. So you're probably gonna get sick of us here after a little while. But appreciate y'all joining in once again. Been fun, long show, but hope you guys like the content. If you like the content, just hit us up. You know, like the page, show us some love, man, and we appreciate everybody joining us. And we'll look forward to seeing you guys in 2 weeks. And we're seeing how this skip settles down, so we can get the competition going to Region 3, which is down there in the Bayou in Texas, and it's in Oklahoma. So we're waiting to see if it settles down. That way we could get it on and popping and get it going. So, but until then, we'll keep you guys highlighted on that.
But if it can't, then we're gonna jump Region 3. We'll go to 4. It's looking like we're probably gonna have to go to Region 4 and come back to Region 3. But it is what it is. It's up. Hey, everybody that's reading the mail, they know what's going on with the radio. So we just got to bear together and hold hands, I guess, until this thing gets straight. But everybody, y'all have a good night. Stay blessed. Stay safe. We'll catch y'all. We'll catch you in a couple weeks.
Appreciate it. Shout out to Snoop Dogg for coming on, and Iron Horse 125. Peace, Jimmy. We'll see you in 2 weeks, y'all.